me know. What do you think? Also, hopefully... Hey, Desornis, how you doing? Good to see you. Hopefully the latency's okay, too. I didn't check that in OBS. I had to install OBS on the new machine, so like all the settings and everything, I tried to import what I could, but it's not a perfect process. Hey, Kitty of Freedom. Music is still a bit loud. Thank you. It's at 39%, but let me turn it down to 29%. See if that improves anything. Yeah, Moldy's Cake's here too. Sounds like the wrong input. Thank you, iOS. Let's see. Do I need to turn up my boom mic? How's that? Is that a little bit better? What do you think? Desornis is great. Had a good day. I'm so glad to hear that. Yeah. Love your music, but the only tiny thing that bugs me is the fact that I can hear it, but can't quite place the name of the song that's being covered. It's kind of the point, Moldy's Gank, yeah. So I won't get DMCA'd for it. Yeah. Sounds like audio is coming through some other input at the moment, not sure. It's definitely not the same as before. You're understandable, though. Let's see here. I wonder if... it shouldn't be coming through my headphones. It should be coming through the boom mic. Let's see. Let's see. Is that any better? Wish there was some way to figure this out that wasn't like live, but I guess not. Let's see. Don't need to derail stream though, I think. Way better. Yeah. Alright, great. Thank you, iOS. And iOS, by the way, congrats on getting affiliate. Can't wait to do your emotes and your subscription badges for you. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I think iOS deserves some congratulations being a new streamer here. She's already got an affiliate so quickly. Pretty impressed. Now that's the paleontologizing voice we know and love. Oh, thank you, iOS. I appreciate that. Anyway, so I think everything's looking pretty good. Accidentally doxed myself at the end and had to delete the font. Oh, I'm sorry, iOS. Jeez. You didn't record everything locally? Shoot. Oh, Kitty of Freedom with the science emote. Awesome. Congrats, iOS. Yeah. Pretty excited about that. We're moving up in the world. You and me both. Hey, Maui Joyce, how you doing? So good to see you here. Yeah, sorry I'm a little bit late today. I just got this new computer all hooked up, and so that took kind of a while. There were a lot of features and settings and stuff that I had to import from my old machine. It took a little bit longer than I thought it would, but it seems like it's up and running now. And my voice sounds really weird to me because I'm wearing these over-ear headphones, which I'm not used to. Because like I was saying, the new computer I've got doesn't have native Bluetooth capability. As powerful as it is, with all the bells and whistles it's got, it doesn't have that. And so I'm waiting for a proper USB dongle to show up in the mail. Fingers crossed it'll show up before my stream tomorrow. Although it probably won't. Thursday we'll probably be back to normal. But for now, I had to jury-rig these to get them to work. That's unfortunate you doxed yourself, iOS. Well done on affiliate, though. New computer, yeah, but no Bluetooth. I know, I was surprised by that. Yeah, so anywho. What have we got today? Let me check out my outline that I got prepared for us. This is probably going to be a shorter stream this afternoon, because I've got some other stuff I got to do. But yeah, let's see here. For anybody who wasn't here yesterday, I'll let you know that I am now, officially, on summer vacation. I am done teaching for the year. So, that's pretty exciting. I can stream a lot more often now. So I'm trying to stream every weekday this week. I did yesterday, Monday, I'm doing today, Tuesday. So I'm 2 for 2. Let's see if I can go 5 for 5. Anyhow, and I've got that new emote. Has anybody discovered the new emote yet who wasn't here yesterday? Yeah, summer vacation streaming all day, every day. Ios has got the new emote. Very nice. That's the Wonkle Rex there. One of my favorite Tyrannosaurus specimens. It's got a special place in my heart for a number of reasons. Yeah. Very nice. And the new sub badges too. Are those showing up? Let's see. They are, yeah. I've got the egg for Maui Joyce and Moldy Skink. I don't know if anybody has my baby Triceratops 2-month sub badge yet. That's something to look forward to. You look great. Thank you, Lordy. Yeah. Anyway, how's everybody's day been so far? Let me know in chat how you're doing. Let's all kind of check in, make sure we're all doing well. As I figure out what we're doing here on stream today. Oh, very nice. Yeah. There we go, Ios. There's that baby Triceratops. Yeah, beautiful. Oh, that makes me so happy. Yeah. I'm going to see if I can actually 3D print that. Yeah, I can try and, with my new computer, hopefully it'll be able to render all those files and make a photogrammetric model. I can print it life-size. I'm excited about that. Yeah. Anywho, yeah, let's see. I think we'll do a little bit more. We might continue some of the stuff that we were doing yesterday. Might continue our Euplacephalus 3D sculpt with our digital model there. But we've also got some dinosaur news to check out. So let's jump into that. There we go. Alright, we ready for some news? Let's switch scenes here, and hopefully, fingers crossed, this will work. This is a new OBS setup. Ooh, here we go. Alright, not too shabby. Okay, and let's go for it. Ooh, news. I love Rink news. I'm not sure what that is. Kitty of Freedom. Maybe there's a typo. Anyway, let's turn this up. Come on. Oh man, that's loud. Is that too loud for everybody?
Somebody for directions, and if it's on the east side, it's in relation to, well, where is it in relation to the McDonald's with the dinosaur in front of it?
That dinosaur is a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and it might just be one of the most recognized landmarks in Tucson, especially by kids.
Oh.
The T-Rex stands at the intersection of...
I guess I can't press spacebar to pause it midway. I gotta click it. Anyway, this is something that was on Google News this morning, and I thought we'd just look through it real quick. I've never actually seen this before. I've been to Tucson, and I didn't quite catch this. Oh, love Dino news. That makes a lot more sense, Kitty of Freedom. All right.
Grant and Tankerverde, and is seemingly about to take a bite out of the stoplight. The T-Rex is a favorite backdrop for photos.
Customers will come in, order. While they're waiting for their food, they may go out and take a picture. We see a lot of parents come in and prop their kids in front of it and take a picture. So, yeah, very popular spot for sure.
Right now, the T-Rex is sporting a face mask covering up its 60 ferocious teeth. The dinosaur's been at this spot in front of the McDonald's since 1994.
Did they say 60 teeth? I think that's actually probably pretty close to the actual number. Let's see.
Ferocious teeth. The dinosaur's been at this
Popular spot for sure.
Right now, the T-Rex is sporting a face mask covering up its 60 ferocious teeth. The dinosaur has been at this spot in front of the McDonald's since 1994.
Let me think. 60 teeth. Let's see, you've got the max and the pre-max. That'd be 1, 2, 3. I think it's got 12 in the maxilla. Probably like 3 in each pre-max. That sounds about right. I think 60 is correct. And interesting that it went up in 1994. This was probably just after the big Jurassic Park craze of 1993 and 1994. And interesting, it's got some conspicuous osteoderms there in the skin. Yeah, fascinating. This skin pattern actually isn't too bad for a Tyrannosaur. It's got these different size kind of, pebbly textures there. That might be more in line with like a hadrosaur. I'd have to go back and read that paper about Tyrannosaur skin from a couple years ago. But so far, I'm, kind of impressed with this model. Huh. Love how people put masks and stuff on statues all around the world recently. Yeah. I think that's amusing.
That was shortly after the release of the movie Jurassic Park.
There we go.
The owners back then had a son obsessed with dinosaurs. They also had connections at Universal Pictures.
These were actual statues and figures that were used in the filming of Jurassic Park, and I think that when they were done with them, they moved them here and put them in the McDonald's restaurant.
Yes, there used to be more than one.
Oh, they got a hadrosaur.
McDonald's. Besides the 16-foot-high, 40-foot-long T-Rex on the corner, there was a 10-foot Maiasaura with a nest of baby dinosaurs. They may have survived extinction, but they could not survive the major remodel 2 years ago. Diaz says the T-Rex
That's a shame.
survived in part because of a government mandate.
When the construction department for McDonald's went in to the city of Tucson and presented the project, they okayed everything with one exception. Make sure you keep the dinosaur up front. And that was an easy decision, an easy choice, and hopefully it'll be here for generations to come.
So, but why not the Maiasaura? I don't know. Is there a Tucson municipal bias against hadrosaurs or something like that?
Diaz owns several McDonald's across
his
Tucson,
finger's
buying
missing.
the dinosaur McDonald's 6 years ago. There's no chance he would ever get rid of the iconic T-Rex, even if he wanted to.
It's made of concrete and rebar, so it's very sturdy, very durable, very heavy, impossible to move. We love it. The community loves it. It's an icon in Tucson. It's not going anywhere.
Paul, thank you very much. The T-Rex dinosaur is iconic, and it is absolutely Arizona. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Huh. Well, isn't that nice? Yeah, I thought that was kind of a cool thing to look at. Clearly some favoritism at work. I know, yeah. Everybody loves theropods. Hadrosaurs don't get quite as much love. Hear about the scene where that was going to be in Jurassic Park, where the T-Rex swimming after them down a river? Yeah, that was actually in it was in the book, I think. Yeah, but they cut out the whole like river scene from the book, and then it actually ended up. I think it ended up in Jurassic Park 3, the whole like aviary scene with the pteranodon. Yeah, that was originally in the Michael Crichton novel back in 1989 or whatever, whenever that was published. But, yeah. Let's go ahead and dive into our next piece of news. Let's see here. Speaking of Jurassic Park. Turn up the music so I can hear it. This is pretty cool. For a number of reasons, but let's jump into it. I saw this just before I got ready to stream today. So Jurassic Park got almost everything wrong about this iconic dinosaur. Let me make this a tad larger so that we can see it better. There we go. New fossil discoveries and the most detailed analysis yet of Dilophosaurus have produced the first clear picture of what the crested dinosaur really looked like. By John Pickrell. I've actually corresponded with him. Anyway, I was quoted in one of his pieces once, after I kind of suggested it to him. Maybe we'll take a look at that after this. But anyway, yeah. In 1993, in the 1993 film Jurassic Park, a nefarious character meets his demise during an encounter with a Dilophosaurus. No taller than a human, the curious dinosaur morphs into a true menace when it extends a large neck frill, hisses, and spits venom in the man's eyes. The scene cemented Dilophosaurus as a pop culture icon, except it turns out the real Jurassic predator was nothing like the one in the movie. I call Dilophosaurus the best, worst-known dinosaur, said Adam Marsh, paleontologist at the Petrified National Forest in Arizona. Petrified Forest National Park. Ugh, I'm all tongue-tied. In Arizona, who led a comprehensive redescription of the species. Should really be genus, but whatever. Published today in the Journal of Paleontology. Let's open that in a new tab. Yeah. This is funny because I was actually working on a video about Dilophosaurus. It's probably going to feature most of this information, and I wasn't able to finish it because I was going to go back to City College to, do kind of a stand and talk in front of the mounted Dilophosaurus skeleton that they have there. And coronavirus closed everything. So I was actually talking with Ios and Lordy about this. Oh, and I don't think I've seen this photo before. I'm going to have to snag that. And maybe when I finish this video, I'll actually interview Adam Marsh about this. That would be really neat. Let's see. So it looks like they actually found some more Dilophosaurus material, which is super exciting. What's the difference between species and genus? Oh, excellent question, Moldy Skink. So a genus is like a group of species that are all, they all share a common ancestor. So a good example would be like the dog genus, Canis. You have Canis familiaris, which is the domestic dog, Canis latrans, which is the coyote, Canis lupus, which is the wolf. They're all part of the genus Canis. And like Tyrannosaurus rex, Tyrannosaurus is the genus, Rex is the species. You also have Tyrannosaurus batar in Mongolia, member of the same genus. Some people call it Tarbosaurus. Fair enough, whatever. A lot of these things are kind of arbitrary after a while. But a genus is like a group of species that all share a common ancestor. Then you move up from genus and you get into family, and then into suborder and order and all that stuff. All these different taxonomic rankings that are all kind of squishy because they're artificial concepts, at least to a certain extent. Anyhow, yeah. Oh, look at that beautiful specimen. Is that Sam Wells right there? No, Juan Langston. Yeah, UC Berkeley. Very nice. This is back when they thought that Dilophosaurus was just another species of Megalosaurus. They named it Megalosaurus weatherilli because they didn't realize it had these big, awesome crests on it, and they thought it was just another species of Megalosaurus, but from North America. Well, we're gonna have to get into this. Maybe next week. Well, we'll see about that. I don't want to say that out loud yet. I would highly recommend taking a look at this article. I'm not going to go through the whole thing right now, but really interesting stuff. Let's look for. I'm going to search for the word material, or maybe fossil. The new analysis includes 2 previously unstudied fossil specimens from Arizona, providing the first clear picture of what Dilophosaurus was like in life. I wonder if they just looked at the material that's at UCMP here in Berkeley. Because as far as I know, nobody's been able to do any more field work out on the Navajo reservation there. Yeah. The team then reconstructed the dinosaur for display, used plaster versions of bones to fill in for missing fossils. The new fossils include a complete hind leg and several parts of the skeleton not known from the earlier specimens. Where is this? He also examined 2 unstudied specimens on Navajo land 2 decades ago by the University of Texas at Austin Paleontologist Timothy Rowe. Cool. Neat. Well, let's go ahead and look at the original paper here in the Journal of Paleontology. And can we read the whole thing, or is it paywalled? Anyway, let's see. Let's see. Dilophosaurus weatherilli is not recovered as a ceratosaur or a coelophysoid. Wow. But is instead a non-Averostran neotheropod in a grade which other stem Averostrands such as Cryolophosaurus and Zoopisaurus. Interesting. I am excited to read this later. Request permission. So unfortunately, this is not an open access journal. And let's see what this gets us. I would like to. Quick price estimate. Ugh, it's parasitic journals. Anyhow, I am very excited to read about that. Excuse me. This feels really weird wearing these over-ear headphones. Everything's like an echo in my head. Now, yesterday we were also talking about another piece of news, and we've got that right here. And I think, yeah, we can actually look at the paper now. There we go. And this is in the journal PNAS. It's not, doesn't look like an open, yep. Article requires a subscription to view the full text. So unfortunately, all of the hard work that these scientists put into this paper, all of the funding that they got, all the money probably out of their own pockets that they spent on this research, that doesn't get released to the public. This journal is charging people to see it, and then none of that money is going to go back to the researchers who... Yep. It's really disappointing. But I'm going to get a hold of this later through some backdoor means, like researchers often do. Freeify education. Exactly, yeah. And JK, borrow it from Library Genesis. That's a great idea, yeah. I might do that, or I might get it from one of my other sources. We'll see. It just depends on how I'm feeling later. Anywho. Let's see. Lagerpetidae, like Lagerpeton, I think is the genus. It's what we used to call like a Lagasuchian or a Thecodontian, some sort of like kind of weirdo semi-dinosaur-y archosaur. One of these things that are like, they're basically just outside of the dinosaur family tree. Let's see. Oh, expanding the range of this group into Africa and providing data on the craniodental morphology of Lagerpetids. Conical teeth of Congonophon exhibit pitted microwear consistent with a diet of hard-shelled insects, indicating a shift into trophic ecology to insectivory associated with diminutive body size. So they're saying it looks like it has teeth for eating bugs. And, yeah, a shift in trophic ecology. So basically they're saying, oh, these things changed their teeth in order to be able to survive eating bugs. Small ancestral body size suggests that the extreme rarity of early ornithodyrans in the fossil record owes more to taphonomic artifact than true reflection of the group's evolutionary history. So let me translate that for you, for those of you who don't speak paleontological jargon. So they're saying that rather than these things just being extremely rare in their environments, like that's the reason why we don't find a lot of dinosaur ancestors, it's not because they were uncommon, it's just because they may have been really small, and smaller things aren't preserved as often as larger things. And even if they are preserved as often, they're not collected as often, because they're more difficult to discover usually. Anyhow, yeah, interesting. I'm looking forward to reading this whole paper as well. Yeah, from PNAS. They really hate it when you call it that. A lot of people call it Proceedings. Oh, the journal Proceedings. It's PNAS. If you're gonna, have that be your acronym, you can't expect people not to say it like that. So anyway, yeah. That is our news for the day. We had some pretty interesting stuff. I'm really excited to talk to Adam Marsh about that Dilophosaur stuff. And, yeah, I'm sure that will not be the last that you're going to hear about that, chat. So, you can look forward to that in the near-ish future. How can we, as laymen, support the researcher and be able to help funding continue? Isn't that the question, Kitty? Yeah, that's a great question. I could say, well, in this particular case, you could subscribe to my channel. But I don't know, I think, like, individual contributions, like so many things in life, often don't make that much of a difference. You have to change the system through, voting for new laws, electing your representatives, electing representatives who would regulate this sort of thing. It's not easy. And all these moneyed interests are really firmly entrenched in academia. And, yeah. So that is a really good question. Let me come up with a better answer for you later, because this is going to be kind of a soapbox of mine. But I appreciate that That's what you're thinking about, Kitty.
I could compensate you by fully funding your dig.
Who was that? Granite Crow, thank you so much for the subscription. Holy cow. Wow, I really appreciate that. I'm really feeling the love right now. That's pretty awesome. Thank you so much. I don't know. I feeling a lot of gratitude right now. So thank you. Again, still very new to this whole Twitch thing, just getting started off, but it just warms my heart to see that people are enthusiastic about this content and about science. So thank you very much. I'll use that money to, help continue producing good paleontological content here on Twitch. Gotcha, man. Thank you, Granite Crow. Oh, your subscription disappeared? Oh, JP Doozy, I think...
So you do, dig up dinosaurs?
Well, let's see. Fenmill, thank you so much for the follow. Hey, I really appreciate that. I hope you like what you're seeing here. I hope you're having fun. And JP Doozy, I think if you subscribe through Amazon Prime, you've got to redo that every month. I'm pretty sure. And Mayor Space is here too. Hey, good to see you, Mayor Space. How are mayoral duties going in 0G? How many sub months in a row until you take us out for some more field work? That's a great question, Granite Crow. I don't know. I'll have to think on that for a bit. And Lordy says if you sub with Prime, you need to re-up your sub each month. It doesn't roll over. Yeah. Doing fine. Oh, good, Mayor Space. Hey, there he is. The Observer Project. Hey, you just followed a few days ago. I remember seeing that. Did you find me through YouTube, by the way? I noticed after I posted my my first stream to YouTube, I think you followed shortly after that. It's a channel points thing. Guess who? Oh, Observer Project. Leonard from Montana State? Do I have that right? Oh, hey, good to see you, man. I'm glad you're here. How things been? So let's see. We were just about to jump into our dinosaurs of the day with the S in parentheses. Let's see. Fenmill having a midlife crisis and trying to learn all the geologies. Nice. Just bought my first rock hammer, hand lens, and a Brunton. Wow, you got like a legit Brunton? That's impressive. I think I've just got a Silva. I could never afford the full, the real deal Brunton. That's awesome. You were looking sharp, young Master Danny. Thank you. Appreciate that, Observer Project. Yeah, I've moved back to California a couple years ago, and things are going really well. I'm a teacher nowadays, making decent money, making a difference in the world. Life is good. Yeah. Of a Brunton that's property of the of the Union Army. Wow, that's pretty cool. Legit classic, eBay less than half price, works great. Ooh, nice, Fenmill. Working with Denver, aren't you? Haven't been working with Denver for a while now, but we'll see. I'm still doing some research with him, but I haven't been out in the field with him for a couple years. Yeah, but we'll see. I don't think anything's really going on now with coronavirus. I know everything at Berkeley here is currently on hold, unfortunately. But that means I get to stay safe, staying indoors, and do some streaming. So, yeah. Yeah, and now that I'm done with teaching, finally on summer vacation, I'm trying to stream every day this week, every weekday at least. The F is too surly for Corona. Yeah, that may well be true. I hope so. I hope that's true. Let me close some of these so I'm not clogging up my browser. And let's see here. Yeah, let's jump into our dinosaurs of the day. So, we have here a wheel with 50 randomly selected dinosaur genera. And I'm going to spin this and see if I happen to know anything about the genus before we, look it up and read about it. And about half to 2/3 of these are no good. They're dubious genera. So we'll be talking about that. But let's spin it and see what we get. So we're in California, back, yeah, Bay Area, yeah. All right. Let's see what we get here. Man, that's loud. Way too loud. Apologize for that, chat. Was that way too loud for you too? Just about blew my eardrums out. Isosaurus. Oh, nomen nudum. So that means it's a, let's see. That is a genus for which there was no, like, official descriptive paper. Dicraeosaurus. Let's see. We're going to remove that. And let's give it another spin. Atrociraptor. What on earth earned that name? Let's take a look at it. Atrociraptor is it's a dromaeosaurid from the late Cretaceous. I think it might even be, it's either Horseshoe Canyon Formation, Dinosaur Park Formation, Frenchman Formation, or maybe Hell Creek. I want to say it's Horseshoe Canyon Formation, though. It's the same family as Velociraptor and Deinonychus. I'm pretty sure Atrociraptor was named by, was it named by Dave Verricchio? Or was it, let's see. Well, let's find out. Atrociraptor. Horseshoe Canyon Formation, yep. Still got it. That's a nice picture of it. Pretty cool. Looks like a killer turkey, basically. That's right on the money. These were extremely bird-like animals, and it's got those full flight feathers on its arms like that. Pretty cool creature. Yeah, Phil Curry and Dave Verricchio named and described the type species of Atrociraptor. Atrociraptor marshallii. I wonder who that's named after. It's been placed into Velociraptorinae within larger Dromaeosauridae, so it's a very close relative of Velociraptor. A member of the Sauronitholestidae. Sauronitholestinae, excuse me. All these taxonomic suffixes and everything like that. And look at that beautiful specimen right there. Got a wonderful maxilla right here, all those maxillary teeth, and nice anterobral fenestra. And there's the lower jaw right there, one of the dentaries. Some more teeth. Beautiful specimen. TMP, that's the, is that the Terrell Museum? Yeah, Royal Terrell Museum of Paleontology, RTMP. Pretty cool. Anywho. Wheel of Dinosaurs, turn, turn, turn. Show us the dinosaurs that we should learn. Very nice, Mayor Space. We should come up with a little, like, jingle for that, huh? Terror Chicken. Discovering any raptor species is a license to come up with whatever extremely metal name you want. It pretty much is, yeah. Oh, goodness, let me try and think of... There's one from Mongolia called Achillobator. I forget exactly what it means, but it's a pretty metal-sounding name, if I ever heard one. Pyroraptor, yeah, from Europe. Another small dromaeosaur. Yeah, Mayor of Space knows what's up. Anywho, let's get ourselves another one of these. Let's come up with a good one. I have never even heard of that. Like Huelosaurus. Possibly non-dinosaurian. Let's look that up. It's not even showing up on Wikipedia. It might be a Rawasukian from South Africa. Makes sense. Yeah. A lot of things from the Triassic were originally named as dinosaurs, and it turns out they're nothing of the sort. The wheel rhyme is an adaptation from the Animaniacs' Wheel of Morality. Oh. I had to look that up. Thank you, Mayor of Space. All right. Let's get ourselves another dinosaur. Oh, Crichtonsaurus. I'm actually I'm surprised at how familiar I am with Crichtonsaurus. It is, as you might guess, named after Michael Crichton, the author of the novel Jurassic Park. So Crichtonsaurus is a small nodosaurian ankylosaur, so one of the ankylosaurs that doesn't have a tail club. Might be a polycanthine, actually. But there have been several different specimens given this name, and they might not actually be the same kind of animal. So it very well might be what we call a chimera. So like a genus that's been named based on parts of different creatures. And the reason that I'm particularly familiar with Crichtonsaurus is that there was this rinky-dink little museum out in Jordan, Montana, where I used to do a lot of field work out in the Hell Creek Formation. Tiny little, it's like basically a shed. It's a large shed, but it has all kinds of artifacts from the county and stuff like that. Very much a local cobbled-together museum. And they have a few dinosaur specimens in there, and then kind of inexplicably, they just have this mounted skeleton of Crichtonsaurus. And it's a cast. Not particularly well put together. Let's see if I can find that real quick. It's at the Garfield County Museum. Crichtonsaurus. There it is right there. Oh, that's funny. That's actually a little bit better than I remember. But I don't think that's what the skull actually looked like. And a lot of the other pieces just look like they've been sculpted in really weird ways. But anyway, let's look up Crichtonsaurus. There we go. It's a dubious genus of herbivorous ankylosaurid ankylosaur dinosaur. It's an ankylosaurid, really? It's got a tail club? Huh. Let's see. Imagine having a dinosaur named after you. I can picture it now. Moldy Skinktosaurus. Hey, you never know, Moldy Skink. It could happen. It could happen. There are weirder, more absurd dinosaur names than that, I promise you. By random happenstance, they discovered a dinosaur that has the exact likeness of Michael Crichton crawled into its armor. Love the wheel? Oh! Thanks, Elaine Dunn. Good to see you here. I'm glad you're here. Hope you're having a good day. Dubious indeed. Very Stegosaurus vibe from the backplates. I know, right, Fenimil? It's, yeah, that was at least in the Garfield County Museum cast. This one looks much more ankylosaurian. Yeah, let's see. Can we take a close look at the skull right there? So these rough parts will be casts of the actual bone. And anything that's smooth is basically just filled in. And I want to say that Victoria Arbor was studying this, and she concluded that this was a dubious genus, because it was based on scrappy material from probably more than one kind of ankylosaur. But you can see they've got some original material there. Decent number of plates here. Looks like the scap is maybe mostly real. The ribs, although the ribs aren't really the most important or informative part of the animal. But, interesting. Huh, I wonder what museum this is. Let's see. The Anhui Geological Museum in Hefei. Hefei. Interesting. Alright. Near Bipiao in Liaoning Province. Second species, Crichtonsaurus benchiensis. Arbor suggested a new generic name for the second species, Crichton pelta. For the time being, an invalid nomen ex dissertatione. These are ridiculous Latin words for biological nomenclature. I know a lot of people who just get obsessed with, like, all of the very specific terminology for each of these, you know, dubious genera. And yeah, at that point, anyway. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I was right. In 2014, Victoria Arbor pointed out that the referral of the additional specimens could not be justified because of the lack of overlapping material. She also failed to find any unique traits in the holotype itself, concluding that Crichtonsaurus boloni was a nomen dubium. Yeah, sounds about right. Let's see. And let's give the wheel another couple spins. All right, we ready, chat? Let's go. Oh, Volcanodon. It's everybody's favorite basal sauropodomorph from... It's either Southern Africa or South America. I want to say South America. I want to say Volcanodon is from... You know, actually, I'm not so sure. I was going to say Argentina. I'm trying to remember, where's Volcanodon from? I remember in all these dinosaur books when I was a kid, Volcanodon is always trotted out as like, this is the first, you know, prosauropod that looks like a sauropod. And they always draw it very, you know, proper sauropod-like. But I can't remember where it's from. I'm going to say South Africa. But let's see. Volcanodon. Early Jurassic of Southern Africa. Yeah. Oh, in Zimbabwe. Interesting. And there's a decent amount of this creature known. That's not too shabby, I guess. You know, a decent part of the forelimb. We don't have a skull, which would be super informative, but sauropods, it's very, very rare to find their skulls, so that's not surprising. And look at that hip. It's so primitive looking. Interesting. And I don't mean that as a pejorative. It just looks like, you know, an ancestral sauropod sacrum. Volcanodon. Not a particularly large animal. That's funny. From all the illustrations, I would have imagined it would have been bigger. Those are like holdovers from my childhood, reading all these dinosaur books. Let's see. Discovered in 1969 in what's now Zimbabwe. It was regarded as the earliest known sauropod for decades, and is still one of the most primitive sauropods that has been discovered. Interesting. They say primitive sauropods and not like basal sauropodomorph or something like that. I guess wherever that line has been drawn, it's been drawn below Volcanodon, so it gets included in the true sauropods. It's pet size, yeah. Hey, Rocket Sage is here. Rocket Sage, good to see you. I've heard a lot about you. I haven't been able to catch one of your streams yet, but people rave about them, so I'm so glad that you're here. I hope you have a good time. We're just spinning our wheel of dinosaurs and seeing which of them I know off the top of my head, and which of them are dubious genera and stuff like that. So we'll maybe do a couple more, and then we're going to move into some sculpting, I think. Lava Boy and Water Girl drew inspiration from Volcanodon and Mosasaurus. Interesting. Oh, it's pet size, yeah. Yeah. Still large enough to ride? Absolutely. Yeah, let's take a closer look at that right there. Yeah, just about perfect size. It's about the size of a horse, if a horse had an 8-foot neck on it. Dinos! Hello, how are you? I'm really good, Rocket Sage. Yeah, how are you doing? I'm super excited because I'm working on this new PC that Ios helped me build. She really did most of the work because she's the expert on that kind of thing. And, yeah, that's why I'm a little late to the stream today. I was setting up OBS on this. I didn't realize it would be so labor-intensive. But I can actually start streaming games, too. Well, I haven't played a video game in years. But there's a couple of dinosaur ones that I'm pretty excited to do here on stream. So maybe we'll start that tomorrow. But anyway, I'm also super excited that I'm on summer vacation now, so I'm streaming pretty much every day this week. I'm going to try to, at least. Yesterday, today, I'm going to try to do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday as well. So yeah, anyway, that's a long answer for a short question. Can confirm Rocket Sage is thumbs up. That's good to hear. Rocket Sage, when do you typically stream so I can check you out? Get a saddle with your mounted laser guns and you're good. I'm sorry, I'm way behind in chat. It's not that it's running slow, it's that I'm running slow. And I played thousands of hours of Ark, and if video games have taught me anything, you could totally ride that. Well, I'm glad that was an educational experience for you. Volcanodon. Sounds like a pet for Rocket Sage. Nice. Rocket Sage, are you a volcanologist? What grade are you teaching? I teach what we call TK, transitional kindergarten. So the kids are old enough to be in kindergarten, but they're doing one more year of preschool because the like private preschools are crazy selective here in the Bay Area. So parents want to make sure that their kids are getting the best education they can, especially in science. That's why they hired me. It's been going really well, and the kids are really sharp. They're already learning how to read and write, and they're like 5 years old. So yeah, it's been pretty awesome. Well done on the PC build, Thursday through Sunday. Okay. Technically geologist, but volcanology is a large part of my content. Cool, okay. Now, I always thought that volcanologists are a subset of geologists. Kind of like paleobotanists are a subset of paleontologists. Am I wrong about that? Is IGPET not like general geology? Or, I don't know. Can they do integrals yet? I can't even do that. So, I haven't asked them. Maybe they could. But they can definitely tell the difference between a Tyrannosaurus and an Allosaurus. So, I think that's pretty impressive for kids who can't tie their shoes yet. They are indeed part of geology. That's what I thought, yeah. They got better GPET grades than MetPet. Yeah. I never had to take MetPet. I feel like I got pretty lucky there. I've heard it's pretty rough. Anywho, let's give our wheel... We'll see how many more spins we do. Let's see if we get a good one. We can end on that. Oh! Phrygonocephaly! We finally got ourselves a Pachycephalosaur. Alright. So, Phrygonocephaly, I want to say it is... I forget where it's from, but it's a smallish Pachycephalosaur. Like everybody's favorite Pachycephalosaurus. And, I want to say that it's from Canada, but I'm definitely not sure about that. Most Pachycephalosaurs are either from North America or Asia, like Mongolia in particular. But let's see, Phrygonocephaly. A dubious genus. Oh, of Kyrgyzstan. Interesting. That would be why I don't know it very well. I want to say I drew Phrygonocephaly once for my students. It was originally classified as a Pachycephalosaur. It would then be one of the oldest known Pachycephalosaurids. A few of the features are characteristic of Pachycephalosaur teeth. Oh, it's based on teeth? So Pachy teeth look a lot like Ankylosaur teeth. They're very simple, kind of leaf-shaped. Not super diagnostic. Holotype is based on a single adult unworn tooth. Yeah, that's not great. Let me see if I can find that Phrygonocephaly drawing that I did for the kiddos. It might not even be on this computer yet. It might be on my old machine. Anyway. I feel like being on the science and technology side of Twitch is like being on a completely different website. I hope in a good way, Moldy Skank. Yeah. Rocket Sage sits down to learn. Oh. Yeah, yeah, I hope it's fun. I hope this doesn't feel like a chore, you know, like just sitting in class and slowly losing your mind from boredom. Yeah, my 8-year-old nephew just calls all large theropods Tyrannosaurus Rex. Most adults do that, Mayor of Space. So yeah, he shouldn't feel bad about that. But now you can correct him. You know the like key difference, like the easiest shorthand in the world to tell the difference between Tyrannosaurus and other big theropods is you look at the number of fingers. Tyrannosaurs, at least if they're derived enough, have 2 fingers, whereas like Allosaurus and most other big theropods have 3. If it has 4 or 5, it's something completely different. But yeah. So 2 fingers, Tyrannosaur. It's almost like a mnemonic that you can use to remember that. Before finding Paleontologizing, I pretty much narrowed all large theropods down to Spinosaurus, Tyrannosaurus, or Giganotosaurus. Giganotosaurus also with the 3 fingers. It's a fairly close relative of Allosaurus. They're both big tetanuran theropods. Well, I'm glad you're learning something, Moldy Skink. Yeah. Wouldn't be here if it was a chore. Thank you, Rocket Sage. I appreciate you saying so. Yeah. And unfortunately, I don't have that image on here. So we might just move into a sculpt real quick. Let me get this together. Oh, but before I do that, I can show you this, because we've got some new people here who weren't here yesterday. I can show you something I've been working on with the old 3D printer. Still doing field work. I'm not this summer, TGD. It's, yeah. COVID-19 has put the kibosh on all that pretty much around the world. So this summer, I'm going to be just doing a lot of streaming and doing research and getting some papers published. And doing a lot of 3D printing, too. So for those of you who haven't seen this yet, let me go ahead and grab it. Oh, I'm so excited about this. So, this is the largest print I've yet done on my 3D printer. Yeah, without further ado, we have a Euplacephalus skull. This is the skull of an armored dinosaur, kind of like your classic Ankylosaurus. Often your depictions of Ankylosaurus in popular media are actually based on Euplacephalus, because for a long time it had much better material. Yeah, so pretty nice. I am very excited about this. So, yesterday on stream, I assembled this out of 6 different pieces. It's a little nerve-wracking, because you only get one shot at it, but I think I did a pretty good job. And in the time since then, I have a dentary and predentary that I've also finished printing as well. So I can show you those. The dentary, as we all know, is the lower jawbone. It's called the mandible in mammalian anatomy. This fits on right about there. Let's see, is that right? Yeah. And then that should line up there, because that's where the tooth rows are. So this is just one half of the lower jaws. It's mirrored on the other side. And so yeah, that piece is currently printing. So I'm almost done with this. It's going to be about another 14 hours. And then right here is a very special bone called the predentary. And this is something that's unique to ornithischian dinosaurs, the bird-hipped dinosaurs. They've got this special bone that forms the beak on the lower jaw. That's going to fit on right about there like that. I'll glue it once both dentaries are done. And then we can go ahead and affix it on. But it's going to be pretty nice. Yeah. Let's see. One big problem, Mayor of Space says, is that the dinosaur toys run the gamut of anatomical correctness / nonsense. Absolutely,
So you dig up dinosaurs?
Oh, somebody just followed. Who is that? Waffles followed me. Thank you, Waffles. I'm a big fan of you at breakfast time. I'm glad you're here. I'm a little starstruck. Yeah, thank you so much. I hope you're having fun. I'm definitely having fun right now. I'm still kind of giddy over this. This probably took about 130 hours of printing. So I think it's worth showing on stream at least 2 days in a row. But yeah, Let's see. Cool. Kind of looks like a predator mask. Like this. Probably more durable than a predator mask. This is like solid bone. Or it would be if it weren't made of 3D printer filament, obviously. Haven't done any since 2011, lol. Oh, I'm sorry, TGD. This will be the first year I haven't done field work in probably 10 years. Feels bad, man. Hey, Waffles. The dentary, as we all know, goes here. Yeah, as we all know. Dentary's just a mandible. You've got a mandible right here. That's your lower jaw. It's a bit more complicated in dinosaurs because they've got more bones in the back. We just have one bone that forms our lower jaw. But dinosaurs had a few more in the back, and then the bird hip dinosaurs have another one in the front. That's kind of like the front beak bone. That's this little number right here. Hey, Waffles.
So you do dig up dinosaurs?
Who was that? Jay Leand. Thank you so much for the follow. Hey, welcome to Paleontologizing. I hope you're having a good time. Let's see. So, yeah, where was I? Wait, do you know me as a streamer or just the breakfast food? I know you as as the breakfast food, Waffles. Yeah, I'm pretty new around here on Twitch. I just started back in May, like mid-May. So I don't know everybody yet, but I see you've got that little purple check mark. It looks very official. So anyway, I'm really glad you're here. You're probably a mover and shaker, huh? But I only know you, from your work in the realm of breakfast treats. But I'm looking forward to getting to know you on stream, I guess. Yeah. What do you do, by the way? Dino Dude, I'm so happy you're here. Oh, Mrs. Q. So glad you're here, too. Good to see ya. Yeah. No lol. Okay. Let's see. Thank you. I just found your channel. I'm so intrigued. Jay Leand? Hey. You're so intrigued. I'm so flattered. Yeah. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself. Found you because I was looking for help with chemistry in the science and technology section. I play piano. Oh, very nice. Cool. I am duly impressed. I do not play piano. I'm teaching myself ukulele, but I'm not any good. If you ask really nicely, or maybe if some of my students show up here in chat, then maybe I'll play an ukulele song for everybody. But right now we're going to move on to some more ankylosaur stuff, I think. But anyway, and you're looking for help with chemistry in the science. So looking for help with chemistry. I'm also terrible at chemistry. I'm actually worse at chemistry than I am at ukulele. So if you need ukulele help, I'd still recommend going to somebody else. But you get better help from me for that than you would with chemistry. Sorry. If you need dinosaur help, though, I'm your guy. What dinos are on the menu today, Mrs. Q? Well, we've got this lovely ankylosaur skull that I just finished printing yesterday. And let's see, trying to keep this in camera in frame. It's so big, it's difficult to do. We've got the lower jaw. And the second lower jaw is printing right now. And then it'll be finished. I can go ahead and paint up this bad boy. Although I might leave it like this for a while because I just love this copper color. It's gorgeous. I'm getting a lot more spools of that show up in the mail sometime soon. I'm looking forward to it. Let's see. Do I know anyone good at chemistry? I can't say I do. I don't know anybody on Twitch who's good at chemistry. My chemistry professor was okay at chemistry, I think. But yeah, sorry. Wish I could be more helpful. Ukulele, JP Doozy says. Ukulele. Says RLEI. Hey, I'm glad you're here too. It's good to see you. Did the Brontosaurus exist? Good question, Waffles. We were talking about this yesterday on stream. That's so funny. Let's see. Oh, Professor Melko is good at chemistry. Okay. That's cool. That means... is Waffles off to go learn some chemistry stuff now? I wonder if Professor Melko is streaming. Oh, that's who has a chemistry Twitch channel. Cool, yeah. Anyway, short answer on Brontosaurus. It's not that the animal didn't exist, it's just that the same dinosaur got given 2 names by mistake, and Brontosaurus was the second name, so we don't really use that one anymore. Which is a shame, because it's a much better name than Apatosaurus, which is the one that was named earlier. Apatosaurus, the deceptive lizard, versus Brontosaurus, the thunder lizard. It's just an incomparably better name. So much more evocative. Brontosaurus, thunder lizard. But unfortunately, we gotta use the other one, because them's the rules. So, yeah. Anyway, oh, chat's going nuts. Did chemistry and finished up OChem, though. Nice. Oh, and Krala. Good to see you, too. Hey, are you new here? I don't know if I've spotted you here in chat before. Uncle Bill says, we have a few chemists streaming. Professor Melko is most active. I play piano, and then you're about, I am a 2-time international winning composer. Is that true for Waffles? Holy cow. I don't think awards are that important. That's very modest of you, Waffles. I need to check you out. Also, really glad you're here in chat. This is pretty cool. It's a good personality trait to have. Wish the Megalodon still existed. You do, Waffles? It would be unfortunate if it did, because it wouldn't have anything to eat. All the small whales that they used to eat are extinct. So, that's probably why they went extinct, too. Yeah, Megalodon was like a macro predator that fed on kind of smaller whales, and now most of those guys are gone, and, yeah. I guess it could eat swimmers or something, but... yeah, I don't know. If they ever come back, you could make that suggestion to them. Like Nanotyrannus and Tyrannosaurus Rex? Exactly, TGD, yeah. Danny, do you have any pets? I would guess you're a cat guy. What about me makes me seem like I'm a cat guy, Mrs. Q? I don't know. Is that a compliment or an insult? I do like cats. I also like dogs. And birds and reptiles and all kinds of different... most vertebrates, you know, I'm a fan of, but I don't have any pets. I live in an apartment, and, I don't know. I used to travel too much to have pets. Yeah, anyway. I just enjoy other people's pets. Let's see. Elaine's website that sells classes for... Brachiosaurus is like a super tall Apatosaurus. Kind of true Mayor Space, yeah. Yeah. It's from a different group of sauropods, but, yeah. The Macronarian sauropods. But yeah, Brachiosaurus is definitely a lot taller than Apatosaurus. Yeah, I'm new. Oh, cool. Am I saying that right? That sounds very, like, Scandinavian. Like Krala or something like that. Yeah. Let's see. Waffle says it's more important to be a good person than, like, an award-winning person. If someone sucks, nobody cares about their awards. That's very true. Holy cow. Yeah. And award ceremonies are often rigged anyhow. Yeah. It's a very admirable trait, Waffles. Humility like that. But you're also super talented, it sounds like. So, best of both worlds. Holy cow. Let's see. Could attempt to eat Jason's stratham. Oh, you're talking about the Megalodon? Yeah, there you go. God, I saw that movie. It was terrible. Also, like, that movie had this weird antipathy toward whales, like, or even animosity. There were, like, so many whales that just died gruesome deaths in that movie. Like, for no reason. Let's see. You were a cat guy because cats are close to dinos, in my opinion. Very fierce and close to nature. Interesting. I do have a cat 3D print over there. Do you want to see that? Let me grab that and get even further behind on chat. Hang on a sec.
So you do dig up dinosaurs?
Oh, who is that? I just barely caught that. Antigone98! Hey! Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Excuse me. Where does that name come from? Is that from Shakespeare? Is that from Julius Caesar? Antigone. Anyway. Enlighten me. Let me know in chat. Anyhow, oh, this is my cat. I printed this a couple weeks ago, and my students were really stoked to see this. It's Smilodon calcaniformis. This is our state fossil here in California. Classic saber-toothed cat. People used to call them saber-toothed tigers, but they're not really related to tigers. They're a different kind of cat. Yeah, really neat. And it used a lot of filament, so I actually ran out of the copper at one point and had to switch to silver, which is why it's two different colors. I'm going to paint this up just like the original, and it's going to be beautiful. I'm really excited about that. Mounted on the bookshelf back there. Let's see. I like to bring friends with cats who live outside and take care of themselves. I wish I had a dog again. Oh, you like being friends with cats who live outside and take care of themselves? Yeah, it's a good quality that cats have. They're pretty self-sufficient most of the time. Yeah. Took historical geology before paleontology. It was fun. Yeah, historical geo is really it's really interesting because you get to focus on like the stories that rocks tell rather than like their specific chemical compositions and that kind of thing, which is I don't necessarily find all that interesting. Much more interested in like what rocks can tell us about the history of the Earth. So that sounds really neat. Scandinavian, but I live in the USA. Nice guess. All right. Yeah. Thank you, Koala. How smart were dinosaurs? Excellent question, Waffles. They were smart. I mean, they weren't the smartest creatures to ever live, but they were smart enough to basically rule the Earth for 160 million years. So, yeah, and at the time that they existed, before the meteorite came down and did them in, they were the smartest creatures on Earth. Like, they were by far the brainiest things that ever lived at that time. So, yeah, any little mammals running around were dumber than their dinosaur overlords. So yeah. Ooh, and somebody's saying hi. Hey, Killer's back. Good to see ya. Oh, and Jondra's here too. Yeah, with the science emotes. Very nice. It's hard to do an IQ test on fossils. Absolutely. You can do an EQ test for encephalization quotient, where you estimate the mass of the animal, and then you estimate the size of its brain by looking at the brain cavity in the skull, at the brain case. But it doesn't seem to work all that well, especially since dinosaurs are very bird-like, and that method does not work on birds, oddly enough. Apparently, I'm reading a book on this right now called The Genius of Birds. It's I highly recommend it. But basically, it seems like EQ doesn't work on birds. Like, the proportion of brain size to body mass is not indicative of intelligence in birds, which is surprising. So I don't know. We, mammal chauvinists are always getting things wrong about non-mammals, and this is just a classic example of that. I would have a pet chicken close enough to a little raptor. That's more true than you realize, Moldy Skink. Have you been here when I've talked about the Dino Chicken project? Let me know. That might be cool to look at. I think you would have a pet turtle. Interesting, Waffles. Yeah. Turtles are pretty neat. Yeah. I'm thinking we might do like a regular feature on turtles here on Paleontologizing too. Partly because I came up with what I think would be like a neat little funny video sting for the beginning of that. I don't know. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Do you need an airbrush? I have an airbrush JP Doozy, but it's not very good. Have you got an extra one lying around? Because I would be intrigued if you do. I just have a little battery-powered one that I got for like $30 online. So yeah, if you have an extra one, I would definitely make use of it. Let's see. Were they smarter than crocodiles? Almost certainly, Waffles, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Crocodiles aren't necessarily the brightest animals. They do exhibit a lot of complex behavior, especially with, like, protecting their young and stuff like that. But yeah, most dinosaurs would have been more intelligent than crocodiles by a long shot, I think. But again, all this stuff is kind of subjective. Don't just tell the bird lovers about your outdoor cats. It's sort of a sore point. Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, some of my favorite people in the world have outdoor cats that will occasionally kill birds, and it always makes me really sad. Yeah. That's fascinating. Thanks, Killer. I'm not sure what you're referring to, but I'll take that as like a general compliment. Yeah. Aren't crocodiles pretty social? Some of them are. Yeah. Yeah. Although I think it's been debated whether they actually exhibit like complex social behavior, or whether they all just kind of aggregate in the same area because that's where the food is. Kind of like we've all seen footage of like Nile crocodiles all collecting in a withered watering hole out on the Serengeti, and a wildebeest will come down and drink, and one of them will grab it by the snout, and another one will grab its leg, another one will grab its tail, and they all kind of pull it in. Whether or not that's cooperative, I don't think anybody really knows. But yeah, that's a good question, Waffles. I think that's something that's probably under study right now by crocodile herpetologists. I'm just gonna set this here. Yeah, no, crocs are not social. Huh. Yeah, it's an interesting idea. And I know some species of crocodilian are very well known for taking very good care of their young. Or is it American alligators or is it American crocodiles that will actually like pick up their babies in their mouths and like ferry them around and protect them? I forget. Let me know, chat. Is that gators or is that crocs in the American South? Waffles asks, what effects did the meteor that hit the dinosaurs have on the atmosphere? Oh boy, it wasn't good, I can tell you that. Put this right here. Yeah, it threw up a whole bunch of particulate matter up into the air, which blocked out a lot of sunlight, caused a lot of plants to die, caused cooling of global temperatures to the point where, about between 60 and 75% of all life on Earth died out. So it was pretty bad. Also, probably acid rain, like particulate matter in the air that would make it difficult to breathe, almost like ingesting fiberglass or something like that. It's a bad time to be on planet Earth for sure, because the meteor couldn't have hit all of them. No, it was a big enough thing that it affected the whole planet. I mean, it was a meteorite like the size of San Francisco. Or I've also heard it said that the size of Mount Everest, about 7 miles across, just smashing into the Gulf of Mexico at the perfectly wrong spot, where I think there were like massive sulfur deposits subterranean there, and those all got released. And it hit at just such an angle to cause like maximum damage. It was pretty unlucky. Pretty unlucky for dinosaurs at least, but for us, I mean, friends, you and I would not be here right now if it hadn't happened exactly that way. Dinosaurs would still be ruling the Earth to this very day. Mammals probably never would have taken off. So we can count our lucky stars that it happened the way that it did. Just watched a talk Dr. Horner gave about the Dino Chicken Project. Oh yeah, it's pretty cool. Was that a new one, TGD? Or was that the TED Talk? TED Talk's been around for a while. I wonder if there are any new ones. I've got some friends who are actually in the Dino Chicken lab, working on that project. Was it worse than 2020? We'll see, Waffles. I don't know. Mayor Space says, I know gator mothers will look after their young. I have a hiking trail I go on where I can find a gator with her babies. Oh, cool. That's right, you're in Florida, right? Along the Space Coast, which is why you're the mayor of space. Haven't seen her pick them up in her mouth. Interesting. That might be crocodiles then. Yeah. Looks like it's crocs that mouth brood. Oh, cool. Gosh, Waffles, 2020 ain't over yet, Uncle Bill. And that is not the largest that hit the Earth. Found a crater for. South Africa holds the largest one. Yeah, probably. That was what, during like, maybe during the Permian or something like that? Just don't jinx it more than it already has. So it was like a pitch black and they couldn't breathe and there was acid rain. That sounds like the worst. Yeah, probably not pitch black, but like a really bad thunderstorm kind of day, maybe. I don't know. There's a new paper that just came out last week. Actually, one of my colleagues who was out digging with us in 2011. He was the lead author on that paper, Alessandro Chiarenza. Yeah. Anyway, I have a Posh airbrush and all the attachments. Wow, need some form of compressed air. I used to play trumpet. Maybe I can blow through it. That's a joke. Should be perfect for your prints. That would be awesome, JP Doozy. Holy cow. I'm very interested. Yeah, we should... We'll talk about that. That sounds great. Because the one I have right now is just this little rinky-dink handheld airbrush with a little, like, battery-operated compressor. It's a rechargeable battery that charges through USB. It's very convenient, but it's not heavy-duty or can't use it for a long time. So for something like my Ankylosaur skull, that would be awesome. Oh, closer to Orlando. Very nice. Oh, I think we were talking about that. Yeah, I've got some relatives who live out near like Claremont, I think, near the tallest mountain in on the Florida Panhandle, which is like, it's not even a hill. It's like just a little rise. Anyway, yeah. Acid mud rain at that. Ugh. Yeah, you're right, Uncle Bill. Why wasn't the extinction as bad as the Permian extinction? That's a really good question. I think maybe because it didn't go on for as long. And actually, in the paper that just came out, that Alessandro published, he was talking about how this volcanic activity that was going on at the same time, all these big volcanic eruptions in India, the Deccan Traps, we call it, that's spewing up all kinds of greenhouse gas into the atmosphere, and that may have actually mitigated the effect of the meteorite. So it may have actually helped warm things up a little bit. So it sort of balanced out the effects of the meteorite, so it wasn't quite as bad as it could have been. It's a really interesting idea. And, yeah. I'm going to see if maybe we can get him here on stream, do like a Zoom call, so we can talk about that. It's been a long time since I've talked to Alessandro, and I think he might be into that. That'd be pretty neat. John just says 2 billion years ago for the Vredefort crater. Sure, I'm not pronouncing that right. Neat. 15-kilometer asteroid that hit, leaving a 300-kilometer crater. Holy cow. Yeah, I know the end Cretaceous meteorite impactor left a crater that was like, I think it was 60 kilometers across. Maybe that was miles. Let me look it up real quick. But yeah, let's see. KPG impact crater. Would your turtle segment be about extinct species such as Carbonemes and Myelania? Oh, Myelania is the big clubtail turtle, right? From Australia, I believe. Yeah, it would just be about like turtle news in general, and then we'd talk about the kind of like fossil history of turtles. Because if you just like type in turtle to Google News, there's always like crazy stories all the time. Turtles are like the Florida man of the reptile world. They're always getting into trouble and doing crazy things. There was a story from a while ago with a turtle that it flew into somebody's windshield on their car and just got embedded in the windshield, like sticking half in and half out. It was alive. Yeah, stuff like that. Turtles are always doing crazy stuff. Alright, Chicxulub crater. Oh, holy cow. So the crater was formed when a large asteroid or comet, this is the meteorite that killed the dinosaurs, by the way, or asteroid if you want to say. A large asteroid or comet, about 11 to 81 kilometers in diameter. So between 6.8 and 50.3 miles in diameter. Holy cow, that's also a really wide range. That's like practically a factor of 10. How do we not know how big that bolide was? Huh. Anyway, the crater is estimated to be 150 kilometers in diameter, 93 miles, and 20 kilometers, 12 miles deep. Holy cow. A lot of this information is different from what I've read, because I read a pretty old book about this. I'm going to need to look into that. That's pretty neat. And our music stopped. What happened? There we go. And let's see. Those dang turtles. I know, right? Turtles are the Florida man of the reptile world. Oh, you saw that? Did you see that, Killer? Yeah. That was a pretty crazy story. I have a picture from the 2011 season with Lee, Emma, the older guy, and some of the Italian guys, and myself. Oh, cool. Yeah. It's so yeah. Thomas was on the field crew with me back in 2011. Yeah, a meteor exploded over Russia in 2013. Let's see. Waffles. Did humans also get hit by a meteor? That's what Waffles was asking earlier. Sorry, I missed that, Waffles. Yeah, we've actually had a number of bolide impacts throughout human history. There was, let's see, there was that big one in Arizona, I think, that happened, it was like 40,000 years ago or something like that. Let me find that real quick. I think it's called Meteor Crater. Meteor Crater. Let's see. Meteor Crater. It is 1,200 meters in diameter, 3,900 feet. When did it hit, though? Formation. 50,000 years ago, during the Pleistocene. So during kind of like the Ice Age times. And look at that. There's like a visitor center there. This is a pretty small impactor. Like it was probably like that big when it hit, something like that. Let's see. During the Pleistocene, when the local climate on the Colorado Plateau was much cooler and damper, the area was an open grassland dotted with woodlands inhabited by mammoths and giant ground sloths. Like pretty much everywhere on Earth at the time, at least in the northern hemisphere. It was only about 160 feet across, and it made a crater that big. That's nuts. Wow, pretty cool. You've got these lovely little patterns in it that are from weathering, like nice little alluvial fan, but it's like a circular alluvial fan. That's so weird. Like an alluvial fan that's going, all the way around into a central bowl. It's bizarre. Anywho, yeah. So that was one that actually happened while humans existed. Humans as a species are around, depending on what you count as human and what you don't, between 1 and 2 million years, something like that. So yeah, and that didn't drive us into extinction, but that was a pretty small one. Anywho, I think the eruption of Krakatoa actually had more of a climatic impact than this did. Let's see. Let's see. Is that the one over Chelyabinsk that was insane, but I thought it was early 2000s? I think it was 2013, Moldy Skink. Yeah. Hope we don't get hit by a meteor in 2020. Well, there are very passionate people watching the skies right now to make sure that doesn't happen. So let's make sure that they're well funded and awake so they can keep us all safe. One in Finland, 2 in Russia, 1 in Greenland. Interesting. Alphys is the only person left who is not praying for the sweet meteor of death at this point. I'm not. I'm not Observer Project. I want to live. It's weird that the crater is kind of square. You think it's kind of square? That's probably a quirk of the local geology. It's probably that this is higher over here, and so it doesn't weather as... or something, I don't know. It's got to be something to do with, like, the composition of the surrounding rock. That would be my guess, anyway. Let's see. You've been to that crater, JP Doozy? What was it like? Was it big? It looks pretty big. Russia had 2 big airburst roids. Roids. I like roid as short for asteroid. That's some major roid rage there. One in 1908 and one in 2013. Yeah, the 1908 one. I've read about that. It like flattened a whole forest. Really crazy. And I think that was probably small enough that we wouldn't necessarily be able to detect it today. So yeah, I think it could very well happen that like a large part of a major city could get just wiped out by an asteroid, and we wouldn't see it coming because it would be too small. Gonna be returning to MSU to finish my paleo degree. Well, oh, nice. That's cool, TGD. Yeah, good luck with that. Space Force. Oh, no. Yeah, Space Force would probably like try to nuke it before it reaches Earth, and it would just turn it into a shotgun blast instead. And you'd have a whole bunch of mini bolides that would take out several cities, and they'd all be radioactive too. Well, they can't really prevent it, can they? I don't know. We could try. There's no use in just throwing up your hands. Yeah. Tunguska event, 1908. Yeah. Chelyabinsk meteor, 2013. It's funny, this has just turned into a meteorite stream at this point. Oh, and I've even talked about what I've gotten here. That's very relevant. Let me catch up to chat, though. Did you see it coming? Yeah, John just got all the stats and facts. Asteroid hunters, a father and son team that watch for near-Earth objects. I know what that acronym means, NEOs. They also stream on Twitch. Oh, asteroid hunters. That's pretty cool. I had to check them out. See, Chandra knows all this stuff. I'm glad you're here, Chandra. If you play Kerbal Space Program, you end up saying asteroid a lot, and it's easier to shorten it to roid. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. But people might think that you're talking about steroids or hemorrhoids, which I think is really funny. I'm going to start saying roid instead of asteroid. Fortunately, the roid has a less friendly meaning. Would have to move the Earth to prevent it. Oh, see, there's Waffles with the good ideas. I like the way you think. Yeah. If everyone just starts doing push-ups at once, we can make this happen. Yeah, I'll work on my push-ups. Yeah. Cool. Hemorrhoids. Anyhow, yeah, let me talk about my necklace right here, because that actually has to do with what we're talking about. So this is a necklace that I made. There's a little glass jar in there, and in it is a bunch of little sediment. And so, let me start off by saying that, yeah, 66 million years ago, there was a big asteroid or comet struck the Earth in the Gulf of Mexico. That's what wiped out the dinosaurs and basically cleared the path for mammals to get big and eventually evolve into us. So we're very, very lucky that that happened. And also, when this bolide, this impactor, hit the Earth, not only did it make an enormous crater and throw up tons of dust all over the world, but it also distributed this element called iridium. This element, it's got 77 protons. It's very rare on the Earth's surface, but it's very common in space rocks. And this is actually the first clue that anybody had that there had been a massive impact event at the end of the Cretaceous. Because there's this layer that's been laid out all around the Earth at the very instant that the dinosaurs go extinct, basically. And it's very rich in iridium. This is a sample of that layer. It's called the Z-coal. So it represents, it's right near the top of the Hell Creek Formation. And this, so, you know, these rocks represent the moment that the dinosaurs went extinct, and mammals suddenly had a shot to do cool new things like evolve into horses and whales and primates and us. So, yeah, it's pretty special. I like keeping that around my neck. It's kind of a reminder that sometimes the most important and meaningful things are completely random, and you can't plan for them, and yeah, you know, it's meaningful to me. Let's see. Finland had a meteorite airburst in 2017. Interesting. Space Force is just a reorganization of the space wing of the Air Force. Yeah, the Space Corps of the Air Force, right? Air Force is just... The Air Force used to be part of the Army, by the way. Used to be the United States Army Air Corps. And then I think in 1947, it was officially granted like its own status as a new branch of the U.S. Armed Forces. They're very knowledgeable about space, and their job is mostly about launching GPS satellites and minimizing space junk. Oh, it's a noble cause. I think I just assumed that that Space Force were all a bunch of lunkheads because of, you know, the person who was very enthusiastic about. You know what I mean. Anyway, do you follow the MOR YouTube channel? John's done a great job. Oh, I haven't actually. Yeah. Cool. I should check that out. Yeah, I haven't seen John in a long time. Is iridium safe? Yeah, I don't think it's not radioactive or anything. and it's actually used in... Iridium has some kind of industrial application. Let me look it up real quick. Iridium industrial application. Let's see. The high melting point, hardness, and corrosion resistance of iridium and its alloys determine most of its applications. Iridium, and mostly iridium alloys, have a low wear and are used, for example, for multi-pored spinnerets. I don't know what that word means out of the context of spiders and spinning webs, so... through which a plastic polymer melt is extruded to form fibers such as rayon. Osmium iridium is used for compass bearings and for balances. Interesting. Oh, spark plugs, that's what it is. The resistance to arc erosion makes iridium alloys ideal for electrical contacts for spark plugs. I remember when I used to sell auto parts, it would say like iridium right there on the box, and I'd be like, iridium, that's everybody's favorite very rare element that's very common in space rocks. Yeah, I said that I didn't know anything about chemistry, but now this is turning into a chemistry stream. Probably a very amateurish one at that. And, I haven't even gotten to the sculpting yet. Everybody's asking so many great questions in chat. This is kind of awesome. Let's see. Seems like you're good at chemistry. I promise I'm not, Waffles. I'm terrible at chemistry. There's too much math in it. Space Force also includes space-related activities of the Navy and Army. Interesting. But not the Marines? We haven't got any Space Marines? Let's see. Oh, and there's Moobot with the... I'm glad that's still working. Let's Store. I just threw that together the other day. I've got a few items in there, and I think they're still on sale for they're like 25% off for the next day or so. So if you want a Paleontologizing t-shirt or mug or whatever, I've got some on there. I ordered a t-shirt and a mug for myself. I'm pretty excited about that. So yeah. Chandra says, a Demon Machine is an automotive mechanic that streams from work. I think maybe have I seen him before? There was some guy who was working on a truck, and it was outside, and it looked like it was someplace pretty dry and pretty hot. It was on a weekend, probably like 4 or 5 weeks ago. How many ocean dinosaurs were there? Oh, that is a super easy question, Waffles. 0. Goose egg. There were no ocean dinosaurs. Most of the creatures that you might think of as ocean dinosaurs are not actually dinosaurs. They were marine reptiles. Creatures like plesiosaurs, ichthyosaurs, mosasaurs, and thalattosaurs, although it seems like nobody in the general public knows what thalattosaurs are. These are all non-dinosaur marine reptiles. Let's take a look at some. Let's see. Here's a pretty good figure. Various ichthyosaurs and mosasaurs, plesiosaurs. Actually, I don't see any long neck plesiosaurs in here. Huh. And some marine crocodiles and turtles too. Marines, just like the Coast Guard, are still partly under the Navy. Oh, I think, yeah, you're right about that, Jandra. I think Coast Guard was actually moved to the Department of Homeland Security, though, after 9/11. I think they got moved from the Navy to DHS. But you're right, yeah. So does that mean they were actually amphibious? No, most of these guys were fully aquatic. They never would have come onto land. They look kind of derpy. A lot of them do, yeah. Let's zoom in. I don't know, if you're watching this on a big monitor, maybe that hindered rather than helping. But, yeah. Oh, I know this guy. That's Dacosaurus. It's like a weirdo marine crocodile. And there's another, this might be Terminorostris, or it might be Metriorhynchus right here. There's a big old Nothosaur. These guys are ichthyosaurs, or like the reptile equivalent of dolphins. I have a decal that I made of an ichthyosaur skeleton that's on my ukulele. Yeah. So none of these guys are dinosaurs. These are all relatives of lizards, and we've got some turtles in here, and other creatures that took to the seas during the age of dinosaurs. So they were concurrent with dinosaurs. They lived at the same time, but they are not dinosaurs themselves. They are completely outside of the dinosaur family tree. They did not evolve from the same creatures that dinosaurs evolved from. So I hope that makes sense. And, oh, that's an interesting image. Some plagiarism here, but that's okay. Like that Liopleurodon is clearly basically plagiarized from Walking with Dinosaurs. Yeah. We won't need any space marines until we get invaded by aliens, probably in a couple months. Don't say that, Mayor Space. Although Spinosaurus is likely a swimming dinosaur, I'm not so sure about that, TGD. I don't know. I've got my doubts about that. I'm actually working on a paper on Spinosaurs right now. But, yeah, we'll see. I think they were probably more waders than swimmers, but I don't know. Killer asks, with gills? No, none of these guys had gills. They all breathed air. And actually, all marine reptiles today breathe air. Does anybody know what the 2 kinds of marine reptiles are? There's only 2 kinds that are still left. I'll keep quiet about it so somebody can answer in chat. So look up Elasmosaurus if you're missing the long neck, boys. Oh, yeah. Elasmosaurus, it's one of everybody's favorites. Let's see. Oh, thanks, Lord D, doing the modding for me. I do try to keep things, as cuss word free as I can, because sometimes my students will show up here and chat with their parents. So let's try and keep things PG, G or at least PG, Serious question, and I'm not trolling. Okay, I'm ready, Drop Bear. Also, good to see you, Drop Bear. Glad you're here. But has anyone ever criticized you for doing a science that might be perceived as useless? Again, not trolling. I love the stuff myself. That's a great question, Drop Bear. Yeah. I don't know. I guess some people have. I've had physicists kind of sneer at me about that, but I don't know. It's funny because they're never cool people. They're always insufferable nerds, in the kind of way. Not to rag on nerds or anything, but yeah, I think paleontology is actually extremely useful because just like astronomy, it helps us, perceive our place in the universe. Astronomy is all about space, spatial dimension, distance, and paleontology is all about time. So astronomy kind of helps you find your location in the universe. Paleontology helps you find your place in time, and we can look back and see all these incredible things that used to live here on Earth, and it gives us an entirely different way of looking at the world. I feel like if you know a thing or two about fossils, it enriches your perspective so deeply, and I think that's tremendously important. And yeah, so I think paleontology is one of the most useful sciences there is, from a philosophical standpoint. But anyway, that's just me. But good question. Marine equals my rides in Navy equipment. Chandra, Marines are taught that so that they remember how to spell Marine. I had a girlfriend who was she was Army, and she always used to make jokes about Marines, eating crayons and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. But we met somebody who's a current Marine right now. He seems pretty cool. I wonder if he's going to show up later. But he was here in chat. Crocodiles, turtles. Oh, you're right about the turtles, Waffles. Crocodiles, I guess you do have saltwater crocodiles that occasionally will take to the sea, but they don't really live there primarily. There's one other group that are truly aquatic. I don't think they ever come on land. Sea turtles do sometimes, I guess. Actually, and maybe these ones do too. Anyway, they live almost their entire life at sea, except they might come on land to lay their eggs. In fact, they do. But yeah, anyway. I'm getting way behind in chat. Turtles and marine iguanas are, and also sea snakes. There you go, Mayor Space. Yeah, marine iguanas I think spend most of their time on land, even though they're marine iguanas. But we'll count them too. Yeah, but sea snakes was the answer I was looking for. Absolutely. Yeah. 3, yeah. Trilobites. Moldy skink. Trilobites are crustaceans. They're related to isopods, like pillbugs, roly-polies. I think they're from the same branch of crustacea as trilobites. Sorry, lol. Yeah. Yeah, I should probably follow with a different account. Killer crush. Oh, is that right? I see what you mean, Killer. Yeah. If you have another account, go for it. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not bothered by it, but yeah, we'll see. Danny, before I forget, throw me a follow on Twitter. Want to talk to you about a collab on YouTube. Interesting. Okay. I'll try to remember that. Yeah. Thanks. Sorry if my question wasn't posed in the best way. Hey, don't worry. Chopper, you're totally fine. So much I can write in this chat box again, not trying to be controversial. Not at all. No. It's a good question, and I appreciate it. What's the one that looks like a manatee living in a giant loaf of bread? Are you talking about this one right here? The fishy guy? That's Leadsichthys. It's the largest bony fish that ever lived, as far as we know. Unless you're talking about this, that's probably what you're talking about. That's it's a weird like pseudo turtle, I think. Is that Henotus? Let's look up Henotus. There we go. Is it a turtle or is it not? Oh, it's a placodont. Weird. So it's like this weirdo reptile that badly wants to be a turtle. It was a turtle before there were turtles. Doing the turtle thing pre-turtle. Yeah. Really neat. So these, classic placodont is Placotus, which is basically like it was a marine iguana before there were marine iguanas. There's a good illustration. Or it would be if it weren't so small. Yeah. Anywho, I'm getting way behind on chat, so let me catch up. That's the ancient manatee in a loaf of breadosaur. Was that a soft spot for turtles, partly because of one group of fictional turtles? Is that the group that Gamera belongs to? Gamera, friend to all children? Gamera the Invincible? Manatees have toenails. That's true. They actually do have, like, that's a remnant from when they used to live on land. Not manatees themselves, but, like, the ancestors of manatees. They're from the same group, I believe, as elephants. They're aphrotheres, I think, if memory serves. Just like elephants, manatees, golden moles, I think, and sengis, I think, are all aphrotheres. Sengi is also known as elephant shrews. Yeah. Grab that emote. Let's see. If anything, I'm trying to be devil's advocate. So if there are any, don't worry about it, Drop Bear. Jeez, you don't have to be self-conscious. If there are any tips you can give on how to counter someone who tries to criticize a discipline as useless, I think that could be useful. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if it weren't for paleontology, we wouldn't know anything about our origins. Like, that is central to the human experience. It's central to being able to see our place in the universe. So, I don't know if there's anything more important than that. Imagine, like, not having any idea where we came from. Like, the world would be a completely different place. And the world was a completely different place before we knew that. So, yeah. And archaeology, the research of past locations and cultures. Another field that shares many aspects with geology. Yeah. Yeah. How do I know that? How do I know what, Killer? I don't know. I don't know what you're referring to, but I probably read it in a book or in a paper. Pre-med. We have to know these things. Oh, how far down am I in chat? Holy cow, it just keeps going. Sorry, everybody. Seen an elephant's foot, like an x-ray, I mean. Okay. Well, I'm way behind. Apologies. Jeez. Don't mention knowledge. Drop air shameless you shilling for the knowledge fellowship. You've been fighting with a streamer named A4 Andre for the past 6 months on if Squirtle is an amphibian or a reptile. What's Squirtle? Let's look it up. Squirt. It looks like it's supposed to be a turtle. That's definitely a reptile, not an amphibian. Amphibians don't have shells. Turtles are reptiles. So, Waffles, I hope you're on the right side of that argument. Hope I didn't burst any bubbles there. Of course, Squirtle is a reptile. You're right, Mayor Space. Squirtle is a reptile because he doesn't have gills or permeable skin and can breathe air. Bingo, Waffle. See? You were absolutely right about that. Kudos. Says my claims are baseless. He's wrong. You can make a clip of this. Waffles, make a clip of this right now if you need to, like, send it to him in a whisper or something like that. Turtles are reptiles. They are not amphibians. Turtles are actually archosaurs. So they're more closely related to dinosaurs than they are to, like, lizards or even frogs. They're, like, completely opposite side of the tree of life. Invertebrates, at least. Tent, TMNT. I don't know what that means, TGD. Sorry. Not really great with acronyms and alphabet soup. Are people aware there's a whole community of educators on Twitch? Ask me if you want to know more about it. Thank you, Moldy Skink. Yeah, Drop Bear. I just joined this, by the way, the Knowledge Fellowship. Pretty excited about that. I was planning on doing like an intro this morning, but I ran out of time. Sometime this week, I'll do like a grand intro on the Discord. Very grand intro. Dr. WD-40, when doing beach metal detecting, sometimes runs across turtle nests. Wow! That is on my list of things to do before I die, Jandra. I want to help a bunch of baby sea turtles reach the surf. It's on my bucket list. Squirtle is clearly supposed to be a turtle. Cool. And turtles are reptiles. Yeah. Squirtle also doesn't have webbed feet. Some turtles do, though. And not all amphibians do. Like salamanders often don't. So that's not really a reptile or amphibian trait. It's something that you either have or you don't based on, your environment and what your particular species has evolved. I'm almost down to the bottom of chat. Sorry, it happened. Electric Mermaid with the... Very nice. So good to see you, Electric Mermaid. Queer Trainwreck. Howdy, y'all. Hey, I'm glad you're here. I'm very delayed in chat, so we're still getting back to that. It's not like my latency is bad. It's that I didn't realize I hadn't scrolled all the way down to the bottom yet, so I'm, like, way behind. It's hard to learn how to read chat as a new streamer. You'll get better. Thanks, Mayor Space. It's kind of, I appreciate the encouragement. I've been this way for a while now, though, so hopefully I'll get better. He doesn't know Squirtle. Should I? Is that one of them Pokemans? Is that what that is? Did you not have Pokemon in your childhood? I did, but I think I was like the first person in my school to disown it. And I was like first or second grade, something like that. I don't know. Dinosaurs were always, they always had the keys to my heart. Pokemon were like a very passing fad, like a few months. Sea turtles are reptiles too? Absolutely, yeah. Sea turtles are some of the coolest reptiles, in my opinion. TMNT is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Interesting. Are they, like, always teenagers? Or do they ever grow up? Are they, like, stuck there? Like axolotls, where they, like, never mature fully? You clipped it, Waffles? Nice. Yeah. Platypus have webbed feet. Yeah. So do ducks. So do, lots of different wading birds do. Pelicans. Lots of critters have webbed feet. Been lurking for like an hour, but figured I would actually say hi. Thanks, Mermaid. So good to see ya. Yeah. Geez, that sounded like one of Danny's kids. What sounded like one of Danny's kids? Pokemans. Yeah. I know how to pronounce Pokemon correctly. I'm just being a curmudgeon. They are cursed to be teenagers forever. Oh. That sounds awful. Is that why they They fight crime. It seems like all the crime fighters are like horribly tortured souls. That's why they like take out their bad feelings on crooks and criminals rather than like trying to engage in proper socio-political reform, which would actually solve the problems rather than just like, you know, putting band-aids over the symptoms. Let's see. Well, Adult Mutant Ninja Turtles doesn't have the same ring to it. So are they? Is there like a special kind of turtle that is a ninja turtle, and they are mutated so that they are forever in adolescence? Or are they ninja turtles in the sense that they have learned how to be ninjas on top of them already being teenage mutant turtles? I don't know. Help me out, chat. Do you ever think about how you could make the argument that dinosaur chicken nuggets are kind of basically made from dinosaurs? Because oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Come to think of it, that's really funny. So, like, the dinosaur chicken nuggets that you can get in the freezer aisle at the supermarket, they're like, you know, ground up chicken, like pressed into the shape of different non-avian dinosaurs, but they're actually made from a dinosaur because chickens are theropod dinosaurs. That is really fascinating, Mermaid, and a little bit macabre too. I like it. He just overgeneralized TMNT. Do you think Bulbasaur is a reptile or amphibian? Bulbasaur. Let's check it out, Waffles. Let's see. Hopefully I spelled this right. Oop. Oh, shoot. Bulbasaur. Images. Is it a reptile or an amphibian? It looks like it's got teeth. Most amphibians don't really have prominent teeth like that. And, but it's got an onion growing out of its back, it looks like. Or some kind of bulb. Could be a flower? I don't know. It has teeth. I'm going to say it's a reptile. Also, it looks like it has ears, or maybe some spiky guys on the back of its skull, kind of like my Euplacephalus skull right here. These ear spikes. I'm going to say reptile. Yeah. This is going to turn into a Pokemon's identification stream. Just know it. Let's see. Yes, they have to be trained by a talking rat. Like a regular size rat? Does the rat also, is it skilled in the ninja arts? I'm confused. Are you guys pulling my leg? Don't think too hard about Ninja Turtles. It's just a dumb comic. It's a comic. I thought it was like a movie series. Yes, they learned how to be ninjas from their rat sensei. Interesting. Huh. Is the rat from Japan? Or does he like call himself sensei? Oh, and I'm assuming the rat's gender. Sorry, rat. Might well be. Yeah, I don't know. I think they were kids at some point. I was too scared of that show to really watch. Sounds pretty messed up, Trainwreck. I don't know if I'd want to watch it either. That's me. It's clearly a vegetable. Well, that's. Who's that Pokemon? Bulbasaur is a frog. Oh, K-City! Good to see you. I don't think I've seen you around before. Welcome to the stream. So yeah, this was a dinosaur stream, and it's quickly devolved into a Pokemon's identification argument fest. The comic was first, then the cartoon, then a bunch of, in parentheses, bad movies. Are you saying there's like no Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies in the Criterion collection? None of them ever won an Academy Award or anything like that? I'm surprised to hear that. Tisk tisk, Danny. What? What, killer? What did I do? Used to actually collect the comics. Cool. Yes, I am that old. Are the comics old? I don't know. Look, I'm a paleontologist. Like, old is like, 100 million years. They have a lot of dinosaur Pokemon now. Cranidos, Rampardos, Shieldon. A Shieldon, is that like an Ankylosaur? Because it has shield in it. Bastiodon. That also sounds like it could be a fortress, like the Bastille in France. Tyrunt. Tyrantrum. Amara Aurorus. That sounds like Aurornis, which is a kind of fossil bird from the Cretaceous. Archen and Archeops. Archeops sounds like Archelon, like the giant turtle from the Cretaceous. Let's take a look at Archelon. Did you just name those all off the top of your head? You're like some kind of Pokemon's expert. There's Archelon. Let's see if we can get one with scale. There we go. Well, it'd be nice if it were larger. The image, I mean, not the turtle. Turtle's plenty big. Yeah. So it's a turtle roughly the size of like a Ford Explorer. You know how turtles were in the Cretaceous. Doing their turtle thing. Nothing. You're wonderful. Oh, thanks, Killer. You're so sweet. Am I losing it, or did your cup change color? What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean. First issue came out in 1984 of the martial arts turtles. Wow. Like I said, I'm old. No, I looked them up. Oh, you looked them. Oh, Mayor Space. Gotcha. Cool. Yeah, I don't know that. I don't know anything about Pokemon. No, you just have more experience and knowledge. Drop antics. I've seen one of them in a museum. You've seen a martial arts turtle in a museum? Maybe working as a security guard, I bet. Yeah, be a pretty good job. I don't know about the knowledge part. He has 2 mugs. Lol. I might have more, Mayor Space. And I've got a Paleontologizing mug that's going to be coming in the mail pretty soon, too. On sale now in the store. I'm actually very excited about that. I did like a special design just for a mug where it's got my logo on one side, and then on the other side, it's got a slogan that I'm probably going to end up using a lot in a stream pretty soon, because we're going to be watching. I think I have found a place where we can watch online that awful Discovery Channel Dino Hunters show. And we'll all be pulling our hair out. And I'll probably be using that phrase on the mug a lot during that. But I won't tell you what it is, so you'll be incentivized to go check it out. Was it not green? I need sleep. Was what not green? The mug? No, it's black. Black and brown. Drop Air Antics, you should join the Knowledge Fellowship. I heard about them. It will smarten you up. Oh, Killer with the jokes. Thank you, Mayor. Alright. Mentioning knowledge in front of Drop Air Antics. They're probably sitting there typing the... What are your thoughts on Dr. Horner not being the consultant for Jurassic World Dominion? I don't think he's been the consultant on any of the Jurassic World movies except for maybe the first one, right? I don't know. My opinion, they're all terrible. Completely missing the point of what the original Jurassic Park was all about. I mean, The Lost World and Jurassic Park 3 weren't great, but at least they tried to kind of hew to the same spirit. Jurassic World is just like... it's like a parody. It's pretty awful. Yeah, so I don't know. I would have quit that gig too, if they're making the dinosaurs as bad as they were in Jurassic World or Jurassic World Falling Kingdom or whatever the second one was. It was totally green. He's trying to pull a fast on us. I'm not trying to, I just ate earlier. I'm not fasting at all. I remember Jack telling me about Jurassic Park. He was like, I told him, they didn't listen. Yeah. And am I finally caught up with chat? Yes. Nice. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about the original Jurassic Park back in 1993. Steven Spielberg hired Jack Horner, he said, so that he wouldn't get angry letters from 4th graders about how inaccurate the dinosaurs were. And Jack tried to make as many suggestions as he could to try and make the dinosaurs better, and they took some of them, and some of them they didn't take. Like with the Dilophosaurus, they didn't follow his advice. But there were other key things. Like I remember hearing that originally with the whole like velociraptors in the kitchen scene, Steven Spielberg wanted the raptors to have a forked tongue that would kind of dart in and out, like they're smelling the air, like a snake or a monitor lizard. And Jack, from what I've heard, I don't know if this is true, but he threatened to quit. Like he was going to walk off the set if they went through with that idea. And they didn't. So, the world's a better place because of that. Because if that had happened, the whole thing about dinosaurs being bird ancestors, about being bird-like, would have just gone completely out the window. So, we're pretty lucky that that happened. Anyway, I could talk about that all day. There's a YouTube video I want to make about this. That I'd almost finished a couple years ago, and then I stalled out in the editing. I should jump back on that at some point if I have time. And look, there's chat getting away from me again. Let's see. Quick, everyone blast him with more questions. Question? Answer. Then Spielberg proceeded to make velociraptors with rotating wrists. Or non-rotating wrists, I think, is the problem, right? They should rotate out to the sides, like a bird's wings folding against their torso like that. But instead, it was like those pronated wrists, like Mr. Burns. We got to learn everything he knows. Clever girl. Killer, I don't think that's supposed to be. Yeah, it's not a dinosaur emote. It looks like a Komodo dragon or some other kind of varanid lizard. I'm gonna say a Komodo dragon, Varanus komodoensis. Oh, and there's Moobot with the merch store right there. Thank you, Moobot. It's the best I could do. Well, you know what, Killer? You know who has some dinosaur emotes? Well, go ahead and tell him, chat. Whoops. Let's see. Yeah, but they couldn't rotate a doorknob. Oh. Interesting, yeah. Well, I want to say that the doorknobs from that scene are like the paddle ones, right? They're not like the twisty spherical ones. But I don't know. I don't have any dinos, lol. Come on, chat. Yeah, chat. Give them some dinosaurs. Somebody's a subscriber on here. Let's start spamming dinosaur emotes. Dino Expert reacts to JP. Someone beat you to it. I've done that too, Drop Bear. Yeah, I've got a video on YouTube. One of my better ones, actually. There we go. There's the... Yeah. Dinosaur emotes. Thanks, Mermaid. Thanks, Chandra. Yeah, I've got a YouTube video where just search Paleontologizing on YouTube, and I've got it's like 45 minutes or something, where I sat down with somebody and she had never seen Jurassic Park before. So we watched it together and then had a conversation afterward, and I think it's pretty engaging. I think it's maybe my best video. So check that out if you're interested. Even a dog could operate that kind of door handle. Yeah, Lordy with the emotes. And Mayor Space. Nice. Science. Yeah, Moldy Skink. Awesome. I will definitely watch that with the other half later. Paleo Dude. Oh, nice. Hope you have a good time, Drop Bear. That'll be fun. I think it's my most engaging video, but it's also, I think, the longest, unfortunately. So I don't know how many people actually sit through the whole thing, but I talk a lot about, the accuracies and inaccuracies in the movie, and Marielle had some great questions in it, and I don't know. It was my most fun video to make. Yeah. Let's see.
I could compensate you by fully funding
Holy cow!
your dig.
Lordy! Hey! Thank you so much, Lordy. Wow, I appreciate your generosity.
Your dig.
Holy cow. Jeez. 24 subscribers. Holy cow. Wow, I can't believe it.
Compensate you by fully funding your dig.
Awesome. Jeez, I do feel pretty fully funded right now. Thank you so much. Jeez, I don't know what to say. I gotta come up with something to say to express my gratitude instead of just becoming speechless or just, talking gibberish like I'm doing right now. But yeah, man, appreciate you, Lord T. Thank you so much. Let's see. Yeah! Drop Bear's got those emotes now. Yes. Actress of Princess Amidala, never saw any of the Star Wars movies. Yeah, that's Natalie Portman. Before getting the role, Lucas showed her all the movies in his personal screening theater on Skywalker Ranch. That's interesting, yeah. Oh, that's funny. Oh, and Jandra, it's funny that you mentioned that, too, because, because Marielle, when I sat down and watched that with her, she had actually been out on a dinosaur dig with us, and she's probably like, we were talking about, I think we talked about it in the video, if we were to make a Venn diagram of, like, people who have participated in a dinosaur dig and people who have seen Jurassic Park, it would be practically a circle. But she had been on a dinosaur dig with me and had never seen Jurassic Park before. And, there's probably very few people in the world for whom that's true. Hey, David Lynch never read Dune, yet he made the movie? Interesting. I have heard tell that there is like an amazing director's cut of David Lynch's Dune somewhere in existence that actually like makes sense and is really good. And the studio, because the studio just carved up the one that was released and made it pretty much incomprehensible. So yeah, anyway, I heard there's a new one coming out too. Anyway, I was kind of disappointed by that book, actually. I read that back in high school, and everybody said that I would love it. Because it's like, oh, it's hard science fiction. It deals with themes of, like, ecology and And I read it, and there was, like, one interesting character, I thought, and he dies, like, a third of the way through the book. Just completely unceremoniously. And it's like, oh, man, it's all this palace intrigue stuff, and, like, I don't care about this. I want to hear about the scientist guy. He bites the dust, like, really early on, and it's just the end of him. Internet urban legend? But there's a new version of Dune coming out later this year. First half of the book. It was a long book, so that makes sense. Interesting. Don't be dissing one of my favorite books ever, Paleo Dude. I'm sorry. Yeah, one of my very favorite people in the world really likes that book. And so I don't want to diss her either. I was just I think my expectations were really, really high. Yeah. But the whole, like, like, imperial, like, royal bloodline thing, I was just, I don't know. Anytime that happens in a movie, or a book, or any work of fiction, or even in real life, I just can't help but kind of roll my eyes at it. It's just my personality type. But, I don't know, I reference Dune all the time. Like the still suits and the sandworms, like all that stuff is super cool. I just wish the characters were different. I'm in that demographic that have seen Jurassic Park and did a dig, lol. No, I mean the demographic. Oh, right. There you go, TGD. Yeah. Harrison Ford worked as a carpentry contractor. I remember reading this, yeah. Before getting his role in Star Wars, he kept on working as the same contractor and is now the owner of it. Harrison was assigned to build the cabinets at Skywalker Ranch. Interesting. Lucas taking a walk through to inspect ran into Harrison. Harrison back to LA and still does house calls to put in cabinetry. Is that true? Interesting. I know if you watch the footage from like the like casting calls for Star Wars back in, must have been 76 when they were doing that, a year before it was released. Harrison Ford is like, he was helping out on set, like feeding the actors lines and stuff like that when they were auditioning. And, yeah. And then, like, George Lucas just gave him the part. I think it was because of his work on American Graffiti. It's kind of like a cowboy hat wearing, like, Yahoo. But yeah. Anywho. But I love the political intrigue-iness of it. Oh, I'm sorry, Drop Bear. That's cool. I don't wanna yuck your yum there. I'm glad you like that. Yeah.
So you do
It's not for everybody.
dig up dinosaurs?
But I'm glad you liked it. And Killer Deluxe, thanks for the follow. Hey, I appreciate it. This is gonna get confusing though, because we already have somebody else named Killer here in chat. So I'm gonna call you Deluxe, I think. And maybe I'll say Killer Crunch. Killer Deluxe and Killer Crunch. I'm gonna tweak that just a little bit. Make it a little bit more PG. Lol, it's me, same guy. Oh, thank you, Killer Deluxe. Honestly, that's very considerate of you. You did not have to do that, but I appreciate that very much. Thank you so much. I feel like my light over here is getting a little dimmer. I'm gonna turn that up. There we go. Nice. Harrison was in control of the remote control of the mouse droid. Was there anything? Oh yeah, the mouse droid. That's really funny on the Death Star. That was the droid. It was just an RC car with a custom shell on it. I wonder if at like conventions people bring their own like mouse droid and drive it around. That would be pretty funny. And if it had like a speaker to make the same kind of like squeaky noise. Made it PG for you. Thank you, Killer Deluxe. That's much appreciated. That's very, very kind of you. I think it might be time to move into a sculpt right now. Let's see. What do you say, chat? Should we do some sculpting? And holy cow, it's already 7 o'clock. Jeez, where does the time go? I've got some other stuff I got to work on tonight, so I'm only gonna do this sculpting for a little while, I think. If I can get this to work. Shoot. The cord's all tangled up. Gah. Hang on a second. Is that this one? All the IT people are probably palming their foreheads right now. Watching my poor cord management. Or cable management. I'm not even getting the words right. Come on. I think this is for the drop pad. Seems like the right diameter. Bear with me, chat. I've almost got it. There we go. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Let me get my stylus. As I try not to strangle myself with the cord on here. Okay. Nice. Everything's working. Situation is fine. Everything's normal. It had a slight weapons malfunction, but everything's fine here. How are you? All right. Sculptress. Okay. There we go. Ooh. So we're going to keep working on our Euplacephalus from yesterday. And let's see. Oh, hopefully I have that file. Ooh. New computer. So, oh, 3D printing. Here we go. My sculpts. Hopefully it's on here. And it's not. Oy. Okay, we're gonna be doing this blind, but that's fine. That's fine. What happened to my music? There we go. Sorry, I'm neglecting chat right now too. Someone actually made a drone of a mouse droid that drives itself. That's so cool, Chandra. Let's do it. Sculpt time. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, my skulls, I'm just trying to get the right background. Alright. And of course I'm not going to have the Ankylosauria on here too. I didn't transfer that yet from the old computer. So let's do a different sculpt. Let's work on my Pachycephalosaur. There we go. Definitely needs some work. Ooh. And let's pull up our Pachycephalosaurus background. This lovely skeletal drawing by Scott Hartman. Oops. Make sure I get my cursor in the right place. There we go. And it's not working. Do I need a driver for this? Hang on a second, chat. I don't think I have the right driver for the tablet yet. Let's see. Can't you boot up the old computer and email the file to yourself? I could, but that would take too long. And I'm just going to jump into this. And also the stylus isn't working right now. I think this is it right here. Nope, that's not it. So many different tablets. Bamboo pad? Bamboo pen. That's it. No, bamboo pen and touch. Of course I had the cheapest one. Pen. Here we go. Windows driver. Confirm download. We're on our way, chat. We're on our way. Just learned that the guitarist for Guns N' Roses is a big dinosaur enthusiast. Guns N' Roses. Is that Axl Rose? Or is that just a coincidence that they both have Rose in the name? Nasutoceratops? What are you saying, Mayor Space? Oh, you're giving me a suggestion for... We could do Nasutoceratops. Oh, Packy is good too? Oh, I'm glad you like... glad you're also a Pachycephalosaur fan. I have a Pachycephalosaur skull over here, by the way. Let me find that for you real quick while we get this installed. Let's see. Accept. Alright, that's working. There we go. This is the skull of Stegosaurus, who is a small Pachycephalosaur from the late Cretaceous of Canada. I think Dinosaur Park Formation. I still have yet to paint it properly, but this is one I printed myself, and it's life size. Not a particularly large animal, so we'll set that right here. I don't know if I can have it show up in the camera. That'll work. Oh, Slash? Is that the lead guitarist? Yes, it's Axl Rose. Oh, okay, cool. If you ever 3D scanned a fossil to print, I have Killer Deluxe. But my old computer couldn't handle it. The graphics card was not... GPU wasn't sturdy enough to be able to get the job done. So I'm going to see if maybe it'll work on my new machine. And the first one I'm going to do is a baby Triceratops skull. It's the only one in the world. At the University of California Museum of Paleontology. Alright, this is feeling better. There we go! Okay, we're good to go. Nice. Okay. I was about to go put my mouse somewhere I wouldn't be able to find it. I'm glad I did not. Okay, I had just started this the last time we were working on it, I seem to recall. So we've got a lot of work to do. But this is a good place to start. Come on. It's not being very responsive. And already I can see we need to make that skull larger. So we're going to do that. So is Axl Rose like a big old dinosaur fan? That'd be pretty neat. There's another piece of like dinosaur... Oh, shoot. This is being super laggy. There's another piece of like dinosaur musical trivia I can tell you. That the lead guitarist of the band Dire Straits has a dinosaur named after him. Mark Knopfler. The dinosaur Machiosaurus knopfleri is named after him. And I think it was because the... shoot. This might be unworkable today, chat. This is so laggy. We might have to move on to something else. But yeah, the field crew that discovered Machiosaurus in Madagascar back in the 90s was listening to a lot of Dire Straits, apparently, and decided to name their dinosaur after him, which I think is kind of funny. Alright, let's see if this is going to be workable, or if we're going to have to put this to bed for now and try again tomorrow when... Yeah, this might be a no-go, chat. My apologies, shoot. What can I do instead? I can show you some other stuff that I've done in the past. Maybe you've already seen this, but if you haven't... Here, I'll just show you... Oh, let me change the background. But I'll show you a couple of other sculpts that I've done.
So you do dig up
Hey! I Smoke I. Thanks for following, Smoke. I appreciate it. Yeah. Hope you're having a good time as I flail against this program that's not working properly. Let's make the background blank. And let's open up. Ooh, let's do a Laura Titan. Changes will be lost. That's fine by me. Yeah, here's one that I finished a few months ago. Good old duck-billed dinosaur. This is an enormous hadrosaur from Russia. I think one of the most complete dinosaurs to ever come out of that country. But really beautiful. It's a very graceful animal. Kind of classic lambeosaur. It's got this hatchet-shaped crest on the back of its head. Really, really cool animal. And this was not the only sculpt of it that I did. The way that Sculptress works like this... let me change the material. Yeah, very nice. The way that Sculptress works, this lovely freeware program that I have, it works with bilateral symmetry. So anything that you do to one end of it, it automatically does to the other side. So it's perfect for organisms and other organic shapes. But when you're content with how everything looks, you can turn off bilateral symmetry, and then you can pose the animal in different ways like I did here. Just gave him a little bit more of a dynamic pose. Not totally static, like a mannequin. Looks a little bit more lively like this. I was pretty proud when I finished this. It's looking pretty good. What color should we make them? We've got a Terminator 2 Hadrosaur right here. It's going to turn into liquid and go through your keyhole. So we can eat all the plants in your backyard that are all fenced off. Wow, I missed all these things in chat, I'm sorry. Have you ever 3D scanned a fossil to print? Yeah, I talked about that. Coolness overload. Thank you, Killer Deluxe. Nerding intensifies. Is that an adult, Packy, or subadult? Oh, it's that one's an adult. Although it still looks super deformed because I haven't finished it yet. But yeah. Got to install microwave ovens, custom kitchen deliveries. We got to move those refrigerators. Got to move those colored TVs. Move these colored TVs. Did I miss something, Mayor Space? Well, just Smoke. How you doing today? I'm doing well, Smoke. Doing better now that you're here. Thank you. Thanks for joining the stream. So if you are new here, my name's Danny. I'm a paleontologist, a teacher, an artist. I mostly do stuff related to dinosaurs, which is what I'm doing right here. And I'm also very new to Twitch. I just started back in May. I'd never really heard of Twitch before then. I knew it had something to do with video games. But yeah, it's been pretty cool, and people seem to like what I'm doing, and it's been pretty great. I'm pretty happy here. How are you doing today, Smoke? I hope you're doing well. Sorry, did you say labiosaur? Lambeosaur, after Lawrence Lamb.
Dig up.
RZB125, thank you for the follow. Hey, I appreciate it. RZB. That's awesome. It does look good. Thank you. Wow. Sunset Lambeosaur. Not Labiosaur. Lambeosaur. You do look like a paleontologist. Thanks, RZB. I appreciate it. I wear a lot of like military surplus gear when I'm in the field. So these are actually like the only collared shirts that I own. So I usually wear these when I'm teaching, and I started wearing them when I was streaming because I was teaching remotely back in March and April and May, and beginning of June, and it just kind of became a thing, and so now I just wear these on stream too. I try to dress a little bit formally, you know. I want to make it clear that like I take this whole streaming thing seriously. I'm not completely flying by the seat of my khaki shorts, which is where I wear long pants too. Yeah. Doing great. Finally relaxing for the day. I'm glad to hear it, Smoke. Yeah. It's a good look. Thank you. Hey, I appreciate it. Yeah. I feel kind of weird wearing like over-the-ear headphones right now. But I just started using this new PC, which Ios helped me build. Maybe we'll see her in chat. She's probably going to be streaming in a little bit. Maybe she's streaming now. Maybe we can do a raid. Yeah, this new PC that I have, new like gaming streaming PC, all the bells and whistles, super fast, it's like nothing I've ever had before. No native Bluetooth capability. So my Bluetooth headphones that I used to use, like very unobtrusive small ones, like a little earbud, doesn't work. So while I'm waiting for a proper USB dongle to show up in the mail, I'm using these big clunky things right now that are hardwired, and I'm trying not to strangle myself with the cord. Let's see, is Ios here? Ooh, Ios is streaming. We'll have to give her a raid in just a minute. Needs a cane with a mosquito encased in amber on one end. The sculpt needs that, you mean? I think it looks pretty okay as it is.
So you do
Hey, 121717. Thank you for following. Wow, I appreciate it. Yeah, you followed just before we're about to go do a raid. We're gonna check out one of my favorite people and see what game she's doing.
So you do
MB cool. Very cool that you followed. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I was going to talk about stuff that I'm going to be doing later this week. So like I said, brand new PC. I'm still figuring it out and getting all the drivers and everything installed, like I just did with my drop pad, live on stream, very unprofessional. But yeah, I can now actually start streaming video games like all the kids do. It's been years since I've played a video game. But there's this really cool one called Saurian that I'm very excited about. And let me just give you like a little preview of that. Some people who have been here on my stream for a while are probably already well familiar with this, but I just want to show it off one more time. Because I'm super excited about it. Let's see. Saurian gameplay montage. Saurian Kickstarter trailer.
Sorry.
Yeah, let's check this out. I'll scooch this over just a titch. There we go. Are you able to export those cool dino models, and what formats can they export to? I can export them in whatever format you can think of. You know, OBJ, G-code, JPEG, MP3, you can listen to them. No, but in all earnestness, I 3D print them. I do a lot of 3D printing as well. So everybody else in chat's probably tired of seeing this by now. But here is a big ol' ankylosaur skull. I just finished printing yesterday, which I'm pretty excited about. It's the biggest thing I've printed so far. Life size. It's the skull of a big armored dinosaur called Euplacephalus from the ankylosaur family. I had to print it in 6 pieces to get it to fit on the printer. And I'm printing the lower jaw right now. The second, the left lower jaw. The right one's already done. That's right here. And I'm going to be painting that and putting it up on the shelf behind me. I've got some of my other 3D prints up there. And oh, like this Smilodon skull. Saber-toothed cat. I'm very excited to paint this too. Maybe I'll do it on stream if I end up getting that airbrush. But yeah. So doing all kinds of 3D printing. That's a big part of this channel. If you stick around, you'll be seeing a lot of that. Let's see. Oof, RZB says. Can you draw a dino on the whiteboard before you go? Mayor Space, I don't know if I have it in me tonight. How about tomorrow? Ask me tomorrow, okay? I want to be able to finish this up at a decent time. It's almost 7:30 here. Spared no expense. MP3, nope. Still not tired of seeing it. Oh, how about one more time? That is, it's a pretty hefty skull. I'm pretty excited about it. Yeah, it's going to be difficult to, like, find a place to put it. I might mount it up there in the corner. We'll see. I don't know. Let's see. Should do a 3D of Jane, the juvenile T-Rex. I've got better than that, TGD. I've got Chomper Rex, the world's smallest baby T-Rex. Maybe tomorrow, actually, we'll assemble that skull here on stream. But I'm going to print the whole skeleton and put it behind me on that shelf. Have it standing upright with the mouth open. It's going to be beautiful. And that is a Tyrannosaurus specimen that I actually helped dig up back in, I think it was 2013, 2014. World's smallest baby T-Rex. Smallest and youngest. Yeah, pretty cool. I love superlatives like that. Smallest and youngest, and one of the coolest. To use another superlative. No problem. Cool, Mayor Space. Thank you for being so understanding. 7:30 p.m. Way past a paleontologist's bedtime. I've got other stuff I got to do tonight. I've got to email some co-authors, which I've been putting off. I got to check on that 3D print. Hopefully it's not going crazy, spewing filament everywhere. Because I can't afford to waste that stuff right now. And I've got to keep working on this computer and try and get Saurian installed, which I'm about to show you. There's Moobot with the link to the store. Nice. It's 10:30 here in Massachusetts. Wow, why aren't you in bed, TGD? Man, I'm trying to get to bed probably around 10 tonight, so I can get up at like 5 or 6 tomorrow. Get a jump on my day. Let's see. I'll browse. And let's pause this. And let's check out Saurian real quick.
Saurian is an open-world video game intent on providing the most captivating prehistoric experience yet developed. Living the life of a dinosaur from hatchling to adult, surviving in their natural habitat. Saurian is unique for being rooted in rigorous scientific data, literature, and scholarship. Direct collaboration between developers, prominent paleontologists, and other experts ensures Saurian's dinosaurs look, move, and behave as close to the actual animals as current science allows.
So that is, they're almost underselling it. The people who produced this game were wildly passionate about trying to get pretty much every last detail as correct as they possibly could. Most of the creatures that we're going to see in this game, like, these are the most accurate representations that anybody's ever produced. And they actually contacted some of my my co-authors and colleagues about some of this stuff. And some of the creatures that show up in this game are actually based on specimens that I helped excavate. So, pretty stoked for this. So this is set in the Hell Creek Formation, the very end of the Age of Dinosaurs. That's 66 million years ago. So I'm going to be stopping the stream stopping the game, I mean, probably every few minutes to just gush over this or that detail. Talk about, how I'd seen these things in the field, how I'd helped dig them up, what it's like to find them, and then talk about like why they're represented in different ways in the game. Pretty excited about it. Yeah. That's insane that a country can have such big time difference and still be the same nation. It is, isn't it, Molly Skink? Yeah. No, it's crazy when you think about like Hawaii. Hawaii is that's what, 3 hours behind California, I think. So in Hawaii right now it would be 4:26 p.m. And that's still the same country. So, yeah, you've got a span of there's like 6 time zones, I think. Nuts. Yeah. Yeah, it's the American empire for you. I mean, too big for its own good. Snatching all these people's land. Find it fascinating anyway. Yeah, me too. 10:25 to be exact. Can't wait to watch you play it. Thank you, Smoke. I can't wait to play it. It's a little nervous, because it'll be the first time I've played a video game in a super long time, like 10 years maybe. So like, doing that live with an audience is, we'll see how it goes. Yeah. About to eat my lunch, and it's Wednesday. Wow. Yeah, you're way ahead of us, Drop Bear. What's it like in the future? I hope it's better than now. Anyway, let's finish this video so I can go.
Saurian's gameplay is based on managing your stamina, thirst, and hunger without falling victim to the environment or becoming another animal's meal.
So it's actually a dinosaur simulator, which is so cool.
Players will need to draw upon a variety of skills and abilities to survive. Master Dakota raptors grapple and pounce to subdue combative prey.
And I'm still kind of cringing that they chose the name Dakota Raptor for their large dromaeosaur. Hey, free mango time! Is it free mango time already? Holy cow! I love mangoes. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're here. How you doing, by the way? Free mango time. Let's see. We've got territories that aren't states even further west. Guam is 12:26 p.m. I know, it's nuts, right? Yeah. Fortunately, planet Earth is still bleeped. Oh, feels bad, man. Yeah, don't remind me. I might have the 6th mass extinction in Earth history here. Does feel bad, man. Don't stress about playing it. You aced the Google not internet connection dino jump game. Thank you, Molly Skink. That wasn't easy. So many different controls. I remember spacebar. I think that was it. But yeah, that's a tough one. I'm sure they'll be the same. Yeah, I'm just gonna have the Dakota Raptor jumping over everything. And then I'll be like, oh, why'd I die, when it starves to death.
Avoid the sharp eyes and bone-crushing jaws of Tyrannosaurus rex, and track both predator and prey with keen senses.
Yeah, cool.
Natural defenses as Pachycephalosaurus and Triceratops to ward off aggressors and fight for mates.
Yeah, I don't think that's actually possible yet. I think Dakota Raptor is the only dinosaur you can be, the only playable character, to use a video game lingo. I've been reading up on this. So yeah. The Saurian will probably use WASD for your directional controls. No, it won't, Mayor Space. Because I got this. I heard it's called a controller. And with this, I can tell the dinosaurs what to do. I'm pretty excited about it, and I'm hoping it works. I guess we'll see. Hey, Danny, what happened to all the old t-shirt designs? Oh, yeah, the ones I had on Cafe Press. I think I got rid of most of those. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, man, that was like ages ago, Observer Project. I'm surprised you remember that. Yeah. But yeah, even after that, actually, that's how I used to make my living, chat. I used to design and sell t-shirts back in Montana to different museums around the state. That's how I made a Very, very meager living, but I got by for the most part. Doing a lot better now as a teacher. Holy cow! I'm great. Free mango time. Good to hear it. Yeah. Have you ever played Nanosaur? I've never heard of Nanosaur. Like Nanosaurus, the little ornithopod. They were on the old Macs. Oh, I've never had a Mac, old or new. Yeah, I've been in a Mac truck, but I've never really used Mac computers. I never forgot those T-shirts. They were good stuff. Thanks, Observer Project. I appreciate that. It's like a dinosaur shooter, lol, really wild. Oh, do you shoot the dinosaurs? I wouldn't want to do that. It's like those games that they have at pizza parlors and stuff like that, or arcades, where there's all those like like North American forest mammals running around past the screen. You're supposed to like pick up a rifle and shoot them, and yeah, I don't know. I put the quarters in, and then I just like to just stand there and watch them frolic, because they deserve to be free. They deserve to live. Why would I want to kill a majestic creature like that? Let's see. Remember the Ionosaurus bottle opener? Yeah. Did that work, Observer Project? That'd be a Kickstarter I'd contribute to. You are a dinosaur. Me? Oh, you mean in the game? Cool. Wait, so you're a dinosaur that shoots other things? Interesting. That shoots other dinosaurs. Interesting. Like with a gun? Or like you shoot things out of your mouth? Opener? Let's see. I don't know what you mean, Observer Project. Yeah, the Ionosaurus bottle opener, right? What's your opinion on Ark? Like on Noah's Ark? I think it's a nice story, but it didn't really happen. Electric Mermaid sounds historically accurate. It does, doesn't it? Yeah. 90s video games were great for ideas like that. Sounds like a very high concept, yeah. Maybe there should be a game like Pokemon Snap, but with dinos, so you got to take pictures of all of them. I love that idea. Oh, I'm gonna see if I can set up a virtual machine on this new computer so we can play a game from the 90s, where you just walk around and look at the dinosaurs. I'm excited. I think it's called 3D Dinosaur Worlds from Dorling Kindersley. Yeah, it's gonna be some hardcore gameplay right there. Walking around, looking at things, observing. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, and you also have a jetpack. What kind of dinosaur do you play as? I bet you're like a small theropod, something that runs around on two legs. Yeah. Anyway, maybe there should be a game like, okay, Ark Survival Evolved lol. I've never played Ark Survival Evolved lol. I'm just kidding. I know what it is. That seems to be pretty popular, and people seem to be pretty into it. Maybe I'll play it. I don't know. It seems like nobody's really streaming Saurian on Twitch, which I think is a shame. So I'll start off with Saurian, and we'll see if I beat the game. Well, can you beat the game? I think at the end, even if you survive, this is at the end of the Cretaceous, so like you're gonna go extinct anyway. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I think it's like Raptor, but I'm not an expert. That's exactly what I was thinking. Free mango time. I bet you it's a small theropod, something that runs around on two legs. Probably carnivorous, especially if you're shooting other dinosaurs. It's hard to picture like a small ornithopod doing that. They're too nice. So, yeah. Anywho, let's continue this so we can go raid Ios.
Survive long enough to court and reproduce and pass on your genes to the next generation. Dinosaurs change dramatically as they age.
Oh, this is so cool.
From hatchling to adult, you'll need...
So, this is something that's like super accurate about this game, is that the dinosaurs change throughout ontogeny. So from the time that they're a hatchling to like a fully mature individual, their coloration changes and also their morphology changes too. And presumably their niche is going to change also. So they're going to be eating different things at different stages of growth. That's exactly what dinosaurs did in the Hell Creek Formation. So man, I'm excited about this. Yeah, it's going to be cool. Let's see. No, you just have to get to the Great Valley, and then you will survive. I learned that from The Land Before Time. Oh, interesting, Mayor Space. I appreciate the tip. We'll try to find that Great Valley when we play Saurian. So, which came first, the chicken or the egg? Well, Drop Bear Antics, critters have been laying eggs for literally hundreds of millions of years before there were ever chickens. So definitely the egg came first, but it was probably like, some kind of proto-vertebrate egg. What's the 2020 word on overly feathered coelurosaurs, Danny? Overly feathered? What do you mean? As far as you know, dromaeosaurs like this were fully feathered. They would have looked like big ground-running eagles. Yeah, because we've got excellent evidence that they had full flight feathers on their arms. Presumably, they were feathered all over. So yeah. Yeah, Drop Bear Antics. Paleontologizing. Thank you.
New skills and strategies to match your new niche. As you rise from the bottom to the top of the food chain, other creatures will react to your growth. Predators may see a hatchling Tyrannosaurus as easy prey.
It looks like Chopperex.
Twice before going near an adult. The ecosystem is just as complex as the dinosaurs.
Oh my goodness, yeah it is.
Every detail from the tallest tree to the smallest leaf has the same amount of scientific rigor.
That is so cool. So I've actually gotten into collecting Mesozoic plants. They're living representatives of Mesozoic groups. So like cycads and other gymnosperms and horsetails and tree ferns and stuff like that. I've got my own little collection growing here in the apartment. And so it's going to be so cool to see, representatives of those groups here in the game. And the people who created this really did try to make the plants as accurate as they possibly could. It's pretty impressive what they've done. Like a very passionate group of people. So I'm really excited about that. Let's see. Liberace Raptor.
Based entirely on the available fossil record. Even the weather replicates what is known of the Hell Creek Formation.
Nice.
This is the closest you can get to living the life of a dinosaur. Saurian has been the passion project of over a dozen developers for more than 3 years. Every member of the team has worked
Is that an emu?
in their free time to reach developers for more.
There's an emu right there. I think I remember reading about this. They were like taking a lot of videos. I think this is somebody's pet emu. And they were like very closely observing how it walked to get the center of gravity and the walk cycle and everything exactly right for their ornithomimid dinosaur. So, pretty neat.
Passion project of over a dozen developers for more than 3 years. Every member of the team has worked unpaid in their free time to reach this point. Fueled by a shared respect for dinosaurs and the desire to convey a modern scientific understanding of them to a wide audience.
Nice.
An engaging and untapped medium. Now, Saurian needs your help to be brought to life. Survive Hell Creek.
So cool. And look how like the antorbital fenestrae, the sides of its snout are just like flaring out like that as it's breathing. Because of the air passages in there. So cool. Just the little details like that are really exciting. Super neat. All right. Awesome. So, there we go. Never mind. Emus, cassowaries. Them things will kill you. Absolutely, yeah. Cassowaries are so cool. I've got a picture of a cassowary up on my wall. They're one of my favorite animals. They're super, super neat. And cassowaries actually have killed people before. There was someone in a zookeeper was killed by a cassowary, I think in Southern California a number of years ago. There was a guy in Florida who just got killed by a cassowary like last year, I think. They're pretty cool animals that are pretty angry and have big claws. So, yeah, they can be pretty dangerous. Video games can be a great teaching tool. Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, when you just get like immersed in an activity like that, like all those details, you remember them because you're like acting it out. Like they could be a fantastic medium for science outreach, which is why I'm so excited to play that game. I'm not really like a video game person, but like with that, it's gonna be cool. I'm gonna become like the Saurian guy on Twitch, I think, because it doesn't seem like anybody else is really streaming it. I hope the education system figures that out. I know, me too. Yeah. Hey, Danny, I got a role working on a show script. Oh, cool. Follow me on Twitter. I'll try to remember that. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks for hanging out and stream. It's so good to see you. I hope to see you next time, too. I'm going to be streaming also tomorrow and Thursday and Friday, hopefully, now that I've got all this time off. So it's going to be cool. Let's see. Scary Burbs. Holy cow, yeah. RZB. Let's see. Cassowaries have super deadly talons. 'Tis but a scratch, he says, holding in his innards. Is that a Monty Python reference? I would know a lot more if I were playing that game as opposed to Nanosaur when I was young. I know, right? Yeah. Good to see you again, brother. Good to see you too. Yeah, a long time. Let's take care. I hope to see you around soon. Let's put our music back on. Let's see. Have a great night. Yeah. Somewhat of a quasi Monty Python reference. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I guess that was it's just a flesh wound. Anyhow, let's see. Is Io still online? Yeah, we're gonna get ready. There she is. Okay, we're gonna go say hi to Ios. Anyway, everybody here in chat, thank you so much for being here. It has been so much fun. Thanks for doing some paleontologizing with me. Thanks for all the follows and everything, and for the subscriptions. Holy cow, thank you so much, Lordy. And I'll be on again tomorrow. Hopefully. It's going to be a little bit earlier tomorrow. I've got stuff to do in the evening. So maybe I'll log on around 11 o'clock or noon, something like that tomorrow. But yeah, anyway, for everybody here, stay safe, stay sane. Let's see. Thank you. Thank you for the stream. Ciao for now. Thanks for stream. Thank you, Mermaid. Yeah. Hopefully I didn't. Did I start the raid already? Or is it counting down? I can't tell what's happening.